Well, let's say welcome again to the Portland Liberia. This is the program that you all been waiting for. We've been away on and off because we know Christmas was coming, and then we had elections. Everything combined together has been tying people down in various ways. And so sometimes when you call one end of the rope, the other end is still holding on to you. That is, the business schedule and the ups and downs and all of that. But again, we back. We like to say welcome. We're moving into the new year. Merry Christmas to everyone, first of all. And so our colleague Paul Chilfley has been in Liberia for almost 6, 7 months, and he's back. So he's back to stay. And like we said it last time, we're gonna be here and we're gonna run into the new year with new ideas and new activities. So Paul, welcome. Merry Christmas in the first place. Do you celebrate Christmas?
Merry Christmas, Linford. Yes, I do celebrate Christmas. My name is Paul. I was named after one of the biblical persons. So, yes, I am a Christian. I celebrate Christmas. And it's time where everybody meet up with their family and loved one to just merit and drink and eat and laugh. And that's is an exchange gift. So, yes, I do celebrate Christmas. And that's the time of the year that everyone look up to people for gift. Merry Christmas to you and your family. How are you then?
Thank you. I am fine, and the family is fine. We didn't travel this year. Normally, we travel to some other family friends and celebrate together, but we decided that we're going to stay home. We we were invited to many places, but again, we said, well, we don't want to be like a Sparta team, right? Where they invite you to town A and town B and town C. All of them invited you, and then you want to go. You want to attend all the invitation. So you see, Sparta wasn't like that. Sparta was a normal guy with slim waist like all of us. But because Sparta wanted to attend all of the programs and he didn't know that these programs were starting at the same time. So he agreed to attend town A and town B. And so he told the people, by the time I'll go in the middle of the two towns. So when they attend whoever will get ready, whichever party will get ready for it, they will zoom the road small. When they zoom the road, then that's a signal that the party is ready, and then you run there and eat, and then come back in the middle again. When they zoom the other way, you can go there. But then, unfortunately for him, the two parties started at the same time. So they started zooming the road. When you want to go, so they
Right.
zoom on the side. That's how Sparrow always begins small. So, we decided that we were going to stay home and celebrate, and of course, have our own good little time together as a small family unit. And
Right.
I know you just came from Liberia. You must be missing the Christmas back home in Liberia because that's not the way we celebrate back home. Is not the way they celebrate here.
Absolutely true. The celebration here in the Western world is more like people sitting down home, no one on the street, cook a lot of food, sit and eat and drink and watch television, have the la stories in the house, and then everybody laugh. Back home, people cook by midday, they finish cooking, with get ready in the evening, they all get on the street and just go about dancing. People start going to beaches by 12, 2 o'clock until the evening hour. So yeah, the celebration there is different from here. So I guess the same way we celebrate it here in Europe, across from the UK to Norway, is the same that everywhere in the Western world, that's how they celebrate it.
And the biggest difference between UK and I guess some other European countries is that between Norway and UK and other European countries is that in Norway we celebrate on the 24th. The
Yeah,
24th is the official celebration. So we start celebrating on the 23rd, which is called Lille Julaften, meaning the small Christmas Eve or small Christmas Day. We celebrate
right.
on the 23rd, then on the 24th is a big Christmas Day. Then on the 26th, which is today, we stay celebrating. Imagine we went somewhere, I took a kid somewhere to the biggest town near us, 2 hours away today, thinking that some shops will be open. But when everything closed, like Augusta. So you see, that's what we celebrate. But all in all, it's good. It's peaceful. People got something to eat. And then again, the other way around from home, or the other difference away from home, is that uh, people people will struggle a lot. A lot of families will struggle a lot to get something to eat for the Christmas, and like some people were even making jokes. Some families will break up because the woman will say, "Oh, the man didn't do this for the children for the Christmas," and so here or in Europe, people do not struggle that much. I think people can afford across the land. People can afford. Even the poorest people here can afford. They got organizations that can help them if they can't afford food or stuff like that. So I think that's one of the difference right there.
Yeah, yeah, and you're right. So
So I think that's one of the difference right
then, so you have plenty of food, and then back home, people kind of struggle to get food to eat. So everybody become beggar, and if you can see that, that's why people in the diaspora seems to raise money to buy beggar rest for people to also celebrate the Christmas. But in Europe, there's plenty of food, and in America, the same. So yeah, it is where it is, and that's Christmas. So, but let's share the show for those who joining us. We ask them to kind of share the show. We will have uh
there. While we share the
interesting.
show, we will still be chit chatting.
Yeah,
One important thing you just mentioned is that people in the diaspora, uh, I I think it's becoming a custom or it's becoming a practice that people will always share food and stuff like that. We've seen the likes of Stanton Witherspoon on behalf of the Spoon Network sharing food in Liberia, of course, is politically motivated because Spoon Network have become the political wing of the coming ruling party, the UP, and so they do all of that to promote the UP. And then the next thing is we also saw private individuals who saw from the CPP camp, though he's not doing it on behalf of the CPP. I don't think so. Um, money kitchen. He want to raise some money and then private money, and then he bought some food and began sharing it to people, and it's all out of goodwill. And no matter who does it, and no matter to whom it is given, I think the most important thing here is that it is Liberians that are benefiting, the needed that are benefiting, and I think all Liberians who can afford, especially if you live in the diaspora, you should be able to chip in and do the little you can do to help our people.
yeah, and Linfo, I think you stretch something which may about the rest issue. One, let me add something to that. If
Mhm.
ask our audience to kind of share the show. In Liberia, remember the civil servant that get paid, they up to 80,000 people that they are civil servant, and so they out of 5.2 million people, it is civil servant at 80,000. Think about this carefully. 4 million plus people are unemployed. And if they employ, they were small businesses, that means Kobo shop, maybe Leonie may get a store, this, our, and everybody begging everybody. So they cannot afford. So raising
Hmm.
money here, sending back or rest to them for the Christmas, I think that's where the human thing come to play. Humanitarian issue comes to play. Because
Mhm.
80,000 employed by the government, the biggest employer, and out of that 80,000, one man would be 10% would be on that one family. So that how people say think about the rest of 3+ million people. If they don't have people oversee, that's problem. And this it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah, you are right, Paul. And we are, even though we live, some of us live in the diaspora now, but we all were in that thing before. We know
Mhm.
that those days, if you got somebody abroad, when Christmas coming and the person call you, and it wasn't like now where you have cell phone, you can call people anytime. We used to go to telecom to do collect call, right? I remember.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we used to go queue up. So now you call the person is not home, and that answering machine will talk, and then you discourage, you start walking back home. But so it's been a tradition, but I think it's taking a different trend where people now can just call and say, "Oh, listen, what is your mobile money?" The person got to go to the bank again, and that's
Yeah.
one relief where people used to go queue to the bank, so that the bank say no money. You get they send you money. It's supposed to be there, but you go the bank say no money. Then you have to be hungry for the whole Christmas. But this time it's just mobile money. They send it, on your mobile wallet, and you can move around. So in any case, Liberia is getting better. We are moving, and it cannot get better overnight. So we are moving.
No. And my friends would say, it is what it is. This is it. It's Liberia. So if you left from here Christmas time, December, and enter Liberia for vacation, there's a name that it been labeled. You can call Decembrice or wherever they give it. That means if any of your friends or your former classmate you are spotted, you actually going to make their Christmas. So
yeah,
you know,
that one is like you get in the water, you just gotta get wet.
You have to give something to your friend.
I remember, right? I remember I was in Liberia 2014, and I was going to do my late father's feast. And while the feast, after the program, everything, the day I was supposed to come, few people came, right? That I know needed money. They came, I was in the room, in the house. So a few people, up to like 5, 6, 7 persons came, and I gave them some money. My brother had all the money will change. So we're giving them like $400-500 Liberian dollars and things. But then I don't know how the news got outside that they made dividing money inside.
Yes.
The people kept coming. Some of my brother went outside. I saw the Lord. He said, "Oh, say, Kim." I said, "But brother, something happened." I said, "What?" He said, "All the people in the town, I know." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "All the people want money." My man, I peeped through when I saw the Lord. So I told the boys, "Okay, go outside. All the money in your pocket, take it all. You put it down. Let them see it." I think you had like around 2,000 Liberian dollars. So I said, "Put it down and see it." You take off $10 and go to everybody. When finish. Because nobody come. I said, all the little cash that will have changed, everything will finish. But there was this guy who is an older brother, but from the next town. I remember this guy. They used to play football when we were small. We used to admire them. Paul, that guy harassed me. The guy said, you don't give me money, you'll not go. I don't care what you do. You'll give me money. I said, Professor, I don't have money. He said, you will give me money. I said, the guy, no. I had to go. I went to the guy. There's a guy who got a little shop, King shop. I went to the guy. I said, Uncle Cherry, give me some money. Let me go to the man. Let him go. I said, it was like, the man said, you will give me money. You don't give me money, you'll not go. I pass, he cries in front of me. So, you know, that's it. We all understand the condition, and we know, and that's how people, like you said, it is what it is. We cannot change it. But, folks, this is the bottom line. Liberia is just joining us. My name is Linford Goa, and along with Paul, the Lord, teacher pray. The bottom line is back again. Jamal Kamara could just join us during the course of the program. You know, he's a bit busy somewhere. So, but tonight we'll be discussing a few issues. First, we'll look at some of the top stories making headlines in the local dailies in Liberia. Few of them, not all. There's so many, and we got other things to discuss. So we'll be looking at some of them. We just came over some of them because we do not have the details, and we don't want to run with it when we do not have the details. So, Paul, I don't know if you think you have enough time now, but if you're joining us, please try to share the show. So, Paul, I don't know if you think you have enough time that we can start with some of the newspapers.
Yeah. Before we start with the newspaper, I think it'd be good. Let's play some musical break while we share the show, and then ask for that will be okay. So you can do that. It'll be great.
And you know, it's been at the end of this year, while the year was going to an end, we lost a great Liberian man. This man was a teacher, a professor. I understand. Normally, I used to hear the name Professor James Topo. I thought it was just a play name, but he said the man was actually a professor. He taught at Cottington, and then I think partly at the UL. And then the only thing I know about him, he made this funny music about you know. About,
do you have his video?
Yeah, I do now. I don't know if I have the video, but I think I have the music here. So I think we can play some of the music. Let me see which one I have here. Let me play this one. I don't know what's on it, but let me play this one.
Finally, share the show while we're having a little musical break. For those of you joining, Merry Christmas. And I'm looking forward to 2024. By His grace, there'll be good things in Liberia.
They can pray for long life. As long as they live, the better we grow. Power is final. It can make you heavy. It's just like a volcano. They pray to capsize. Sweet, sweet kiss our liver. Not for go alone. Human being can eat it. Or a picture can eat it. Kiss our liver. Kiss our liver. Oh, sweet kiss our liver. Not for go alone. You take it from Peter today. Oh, Paul will take it from you tomorrow, Mama. You take it from me right today, oh mother will take it from you tomorrow. Fine, oh by your fine, in your fever. Well, people do to you, you dare to cry. Had enough for one person, oh, it's a matter of time. Time is a lesson, yeah, brother, this I had.
Please share the show while playing this musical break.
This week is our liver, not for go alone, mama. Human being can eat it, oh.
Merry Christmas to you all.
Go to our liver. Our liver, not for go alone. Human beings can eat it, or a fish will eat it too. Sweet, sweet, living is sweet, whether rich or poor.
Welcome to the bottom line discussion. Please share the show while
they can pray for long life. As long as they're living, the better we grow. Today, oh, Mira will take it from you tomorrow, Mama. Hey, you take it from Peter today, oh, Paul will take it from you tomorrow. Fine, power is found.
Well,
let's try to take down this. You know why I'm laughing?
No.
You're in the music.
Yeah, he did mention Paul. That's true.
Yeah, so he said, "Because all is sweet. If I'm gonna go alone, you take it from me today. Tomorrow, Paul will take it from you." So, but we want to pay tribute to him, and we stay extend our heartfelt condolences to the family and those of others who passed in this year. We're sorry, but this is our final destiny. This is the final place we all will go. So we we sorry for the demise of the old man. Yeah. Okay, so if you're joining us, this is the Bottom Line Liberia. Please help us to share the show to your various contacts, and we do come on every Tuesday and Friday, and we're hoping that we can bring you a year-end edition of the program that is going to collect all of the major things that happen during the year and just bring you clip by clip and discuss it so that it can be like a reminder or refresher, about 2023. It was a challenging year. I think this is one of the most challenging years in the lives of all Liberians. As long as you are a concerned Liberian and you are in this political thing, I think it affected every one of us lives. And nobody can say no, whether you're in Liberia or in the diaspora. And Paul, we in the diaspora, we were more active in the politics, but and you left from here, you went on the ground. I still can't imagine when we are active here, and then you leaving, going on the ground. How was it for you? I'll come back today again. How was it for you?
Well, Linford, the thing is, 2023 election, for some reason, Liberian, all part of the world, all corner of the globe, were actually active in this election. I don't know, for some maybe social media have played a significant part, to be honest, that every Liberian were involved by one way. If anybody tell you, say, I don't have SAR, no, it's not true. Everyone had a SAR in this election. And being on the ground too was to enforce that campaign that we're doing online to see how. So it was interesting, though. We all Liberian was involved, and this is good for our democracy as we go forward. And if anyone come to power, not in the old days where you say, oh, something happening, you hear the story 2-3 months later, but now it's only happening now, boom, less than split second, the information on your desk. So everyone
and that record will be there for will be there for ever.
Thank you. Everybody now become journalists in Liberia by using smartphone and all that. So it makes it so interesting now for our political scene in Liberia. And so it is where it is, man.
And long years ago, we used to rely on the newspapers to come up with the stories, and the newspapers, they will have editorial discretion. The editor can decide which story to carry those days. But right now, it's raw. The story is raw, unedited. Okay, so they cutting somebody's throat in the street. You see the boys there with a phone. So the editor cannot say, "I'll have it by." No, everything is quick and everything is fast. And I think, like you said, it's very healthy for our democracy right now that no leadership will come to power in Liberia now and will do anything that will go unscathed.
Exactly.
People will check on them, even people whom you do not expect, people who are not journalists, people who are not politically, strong or active. There are some of the main politicians now in Liberia because everybody's kind of concerned about what's going on around them. So with the presence of the cell phone, like you said, everybody has become a journalist. So every turn taken, Harry can be on the spot. Something is happening, whether you want to hide it or not, you'll go.
You'll go, yeah.
And when even
telephone call, if somebody call you, and that call can be recorded.
Paul, all of this only came to my mind. I don't know whether you can think about some of these things sometimes. Like 1990, when the war, 1989, the war entered Liberia December 24. Can you imagine? So if, God forbid, war were coming to Liberia and somebody go start to the border before you even fire the first bullet, everybody get.
Yeah, exactly.
and every move you make, like you passing the side, taking something and papa, people will see you and call. So all that nonsense for the talking about fighting war. No, don't even try, because by the time you're making a play, how some of these stories can leak even before they come out? It's the same people within your cycle, right?
Yeah.
In Joshua's cycle, there were people there who were passing information on, but they don't know, and they're very close people to him.
Exactly.
No, so all the people can be threatening war. Oh, you do that.
Linford, something you just said, you see, in Liberia, you can be the closest person to somebody, and the way things are in Liberia, everyone, because I'll put it this way. The bigger employer is the government, right?
Right.
So when in a cycle, you supervisor, and you're making little money, and the guys over there think they qualify more than you. Any least mistake your department made is out there. They will give it to somebody and say that bone share.
Yeah.
Because they try to get there, so everyone is fighting everyone. So when you have jobs all over the place, you wouldn't have these sort of things. Even things happening that you base it with something. But now, just make mistake in your office.
And so that the same person, your honor may bring the paper and say, "She not do that." But if you take it, screenshot, you send it.
You send it, yeah.
Then I'll let you know.
Exactly. And all the information, that's something that they will take the document and close people in that cycle aware of that document. They will take it and send it out because and then when it leave that office, who you think the person is going to get mad with? The head.
The director.
Exactly. So
and
somebody
then and
that
then
you are.
and then the director coming to check all to who are in the meeting last night.
Yeah, and all of
I
that
don't
did
know.
not.
See,
I
check my
don't know,
phone. Check my phone. Look at my phone. You're checking.
but they already wipe it out.
Oh, the other website. In fact, and when they send it, they really send it as they go and go to a different person. The
Yes.
person send it. So we just saying some of these things to to create awareness. So those of you who can be sitting down thinking about war coming, what? No, let me tell you. By the time somebody see you gone and they know they're gone out for protection, you bring it to me war. And when
Oh
you
yeah.
start from the
They
border,
were exposed to.
everybody in that brother get stuff. They will see your call. They say, "Oh my man, somebody coming in, man. The man also play. In fact, we can kill him at the restaurant right now. No. We can describe what the man
But
wearing."
look, the thing is so interesting that Mark man will be in Le Catour.
Uh-huh.
She have a smartphone to talk to her son or her daughter
Right.
in Ghana or in the US or in UK or in Norway.
Mm-hmm.
And the village member will come and see what's happening. You can afford to put data on your mom's phone in Liberia. She don't have to go and buy data. So you see, where a satellite ditch, people can get access to information easily. So people don't basically rely on radio a
No.
lot. They get information from the smartphone everywhere. Yeah.
So
Anyway, flow.
I think that's a very good improvement. So people who people who can be threatening the war thing. If you want to fight war, my man, just take gun, you stand the person you want to shoot, you shoot it. Right there. But don't say you want to start war anywhere. A lot. People before you even make up a man, the whole thing now leak. So that's one thing we're very thankful for is that in the 1980, 89, 1990 thing where rebel then were coming capturing town. You can't try that thing no more. Before you even can anywhere, then the whole story that leak, everything will be clean. And people will know. So we can go ahead with our news story, but we want
Yeah.
to start with this sad one. Um, the head of the Liberia Revenue Commission, that's the Revenue Authority Commissioner, is dead. Um, and again, this is a blow to the financial sector because if we go back in 2021 was it or no 2020 was it when the auditors were, should I say, killed, or because he yes, some of them were killed because like in the case of the guy who was in a car that was chopped on the head, that was a killing. Okay, then my own brother Barton Yeswa, they say he fell down from the balcony, and then Gifted Peters and the other guy, we heard that they were doing love in car and they died. I don't know what kind of love can kill people, even in the water police or in the street, we don't see them die. They say because they're having intercourse. They get now they now step in Montreal. We do see a lot of day bodies on it because saying intercourse can kill. If you go to 99 step, you sort of see all the day bodies in Lano. But that was mysterious and that was a blow to the financial sector in terms of records and documentation. And again, another strong person in the financial sector. We talk about financial sector because this man was the head of the revenue commissioner. Hmm? I mean, they were responsible for collecting revenue. They were responsible for accounting for revenue. And this thing happened again. There is a lot of things that this man knows that a lot we will not know because he's dead and we cannot go back to question him. He cannot produce facts and whatever. So we sad about this. I don't know, Paul, how you think about this.
Well, the thing is, I mean, condolences to his family. This is a very young man that came into prominence, and when he got this job, a lot of people were happy because he one of the bright minds of Liberia,
Hmm.
and he also, from what I learned, he studied at Oxford, not Oxford, but and Harvard. So
Wow.
going back home, getting this job was a big thing among his peers group because he one of the smartest person over there. But sadly, I think he went to India for treatment and he didn't make it. So our condolences go to his family. And I mean, Liberia, we just, I mean, it's another smart person that for some reason it have to happen the way it happened.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Chima, I don't know if you can hear us. We want to say welcome to you, and I don't know how much you know about this story and about this individual.
Hello, do you hear me?
Yeah, good.
Yes,
Well,
Jemma, how you
Good
doing?
afternoon. Good afternoon, guys. Nice to join you again once again from the city of Manchester. Quickly, it's a sad story. I just want to give a little bit of information. This information gathered from the Daily Observer newspaper. Uh, Thomas Donai,
Nah,
who
yeah.
is the Commissioner General, who was in India for treatment for a couple of months. He'd been sick for a while. So, and according to the story, he joined the LRA in 2018, and he managed to raise to collect a amount of for 1.9 billion US dollar for Liberian government.
wow.
And he joined 2018 to 2021. So you can imagine he raised about 1.9 billion plus like US dollar for the for revenue for Liberian government. And that means in up to 20 years, like compared to 2014 to 2017, where the amount of 1.7 billion was raised. But he when he got became the executive director, director general, sorry, commissioner general, he raised about 700 million. That's almost the budget, Liberian national budget. Because if you look at the budget today, we have about 700 million US dollars. So he raised that as he collected that as a tax. So he's a credit to him. I know it's a very, very big loss to Liberia, more especially to the financial sector. And before that, he worked with the he was the you see he was the program lead of the Carter Center in Liberia and also head of the executive director for this Center for Transparency and
Mm.
Accountability in Liberia called CETAL. So he had a very good record, and before he got to LRA, he has worked well. He has a very good record. So it's a very big loss to Liberia. So we which we our heart goes to the our hearts go to the family, the Liberia in general, and to members of the LRA for the loss of Thomas Nando, Commissioner General.
Yeah. Sad story, man. You muted Linfo?
I was listening to somebody somewhere or reading something from somebody somewhere, and the person was trying to blame, no, like saying that people who come from abroad, every time they come and get a good job in Liberia, other people can kill them, and people establish these conspiracy theories, and they make it frightful that if I get education from here and I go and I work, people hate me, and because of that, they will do something. But again, does that deter people who are in the diaspora from going back to contribute that quota to the building of the nation?
Well, I don't think so, Linfo. Just imagine you've been a journalist for years and you've been in a diaspora for years as well. If your country need you with your expertise and they call you, they want some kind of change it and to improve the place, and they see that in you, why not refuse? You see, it benefit everyone. So the other people too there being living from here, your help too could elevate them to the same level of which you got to. So it shouldn't be like, and in every nation in this world here, the group from the diaspora always build a nation.
Mm-hmm.
It go back in the biblical days. Look at the Egyptian and the slave, the Jewish people, when it went back. So it's always been there. People that come from it, they go out to gain knowledge and come back to build a nation. So it
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't be like that. And if you look at people who have served in Liberia government, look at Ellen when Ellen took over. Under Ellen, there were a lot of people sent overseas to gain some sort of knowledge. The more I lead
Mm-hmm.
them today, all of the young people. And so I think Jamal, you can chip in this one.
Mr. Jima.
Yeah, there's a sense of paranoia in any country for that matter, Paul. It's not only Liberia where you will see like the diaspora will go home. The locals will see them as foreigners and see that as alien. Whatever they do, I mean, they feel very insecure. But this is a situation we need to also see. We've got to fear a better welcome. We saw what happened when the issue of the liberalization, where he talked about having dual citizenship. It was an issue to have a bill or a law passed. The government one good thing this guy did, Joshua did, were allowed that law to pass to have a dual citizenship. We struggled to have it pass because Lebanon did not see you as a burden from outside; they see you as a common enemy. So this is always common. It's not only in Liberia; it's everywhere in the country, more especially in West Africa. I mean, in Africa in general. But what do we need to do? The Liberians home, we need to understand that we are good for the country. We are not there to come and take off and fly home. What they say that whatever happened, we have the passport once we get a job, and we still will fly out of the country. And this is what they say. And it also happened. So this is to say, it has happened many times where Liberian got a job when they kind of embezzles or they just kind of take some of the Liberian money. They will just fly out of the country. We got a passport to flee, to flee the country. So with that insecurity, they feel that well, we do not have Liberia harder. So definitely they see us as a different set of people that we just greet there when it just come and scope and go away. So but that's not, it's not all Liberians that live abroad think that way. And we also want many ways to contribute to the economy. We talk about the what is the we all know that remittance is how much you make, how many billions of Liberia, how many dollars go to Liberia from abroad. This is one of the contributions Liberian diaspora will make to the country, the economy, as well as we also bring in jobs, we also bring in skills. Whatever you go home, whoever go home, other set of a business we employ 1 or 2%. That's one. Second, if you don't carry jobs, you will carry business. Or you open up something that Liberian will benefit. So we need to see it from that perspective. That's why we also got to don't the flip side of it. Others will go and get a job when they need to buy, but they embezzle, they do something wrong. They had a chance to flee the country, and which is now also good. But there should be a way where these people can be brought to book. Whatever you do wrong, it should be the government should be able to the government of Liberia should be able to bring you back to face trial or face justice for what you've done. So you can't just go and if you've been trusted with kind of a job and you've been given to do a piece of work, and when you have the opportunity to steal, you steal around the country and leave the country. So our people back home feel insecure having us home because we don't look trustworthy to them.
Well, so based on that, I don't know where this come from. Based on that, Linfo, if you want to take this one down a little bit, Jamal talked about the prosecution of our people called one rotten apple spoil the rest. So there's something about auditing the CDC government. I think we should just liaise with what
flip
Jamal
it
had
in
just
quick.
said. Yeah,
Flip it in quick.
yeah. You see, so Jamal, this is where you are saying, if people comes and still they haven't been audited, they get away with it, and then one bad person like Paul Philippe left from the UK, went in government, stole money, nothing got out of it, and everybody in Liberia get angry, or they come from abroad still, and then they get away with it. So now, going forward, the incoming government is waiting to prosecute or audit the outgoing government. And auditing, I think they say government is not just one, the three branches of government, which is welcoming for Liberia. If anything goes wrong, they should be held responsible for what they did in the past 6 years. So if you're a lawmaker, you some kind of chief judge here and there, like those people that got away with a $150 million drugs, something, if all of these people can be audited and then see what went wrong, I think it'll be a good thing for Liberia. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah. Before we go down to that level, I'm just talking about Liberians that forget about the outgoing leaders or the ministers. We're talking about Liberians that are going home to get the jobs. When they get a job, when they steal, they flee the country. We find a persecution. So there must be a law in place that these people can be extradited. They can be brought back to Liberia and face, the full weight of the law. So that makes Liberian home to feel very insecure, to do not trust us. They believe that when we get home, we get a job, anything happens, we'll flee. And it's happening. It has happened a couple of times in Liberia. So they feel that's an alienation. That's why they feel like these guys are all job seekers, they're global seekers. They are there, they struggle, and they do everything. Will come with our big degrees, with big mouth, that will live abroad, we got a chance to find our way through, break into the cracks and get a better job. Anything happens, we flee the country. And it's happening, Paul. So there must be, the government should not only talk about executing of auditing the past government. You should also look at Liberians that are living abroad to go home and get a job and steal and leave and run away with Liberian money. There should be a government of Liberia should have some contact with foreign governments that wherever Liberia will leave, like junior ministers, head of autonomous agencies, ministers fleeing the country, that they should be sent back home to face the
Yeah,
full weight of the law. This is how we should do.
I understand the point you're making, Jima, but again, I don't think Liberia has reached that far, because the thing is, there are certain countries in the world that do not have extradition ties or treaties with Liberia. So, like Norway here. Okay, so if somebody's a Norwegian, I'm a Norwegian citizen. So if I go to Liberia and I come back to Norway, it will take a long process.
Yeah, but this is the reason why Liberians are feeling uneasy about us. This is the reason.
Yeah,
So
I
you
agree.
see, they are feeling very uneasy about you and myself going
the
home.
solution, I'll get about to suggest a solution.
Okay.
The solution to that problem is, if I live in Norway, I go to Liberia. The Liberian government knowing fully well that there is no treaties, no agreement between they and Norway to extradite anybody who will steal that money and come back here. The best thing you do, if you employ me, you should make a law that I turn over all of my travel documents to the government.
How will I know how many documents do you have? You could have 2 different passports in before you.
No, it depends. It depends which one I'm carrying. If I travel to Liberia on a Norwegian passport, and then I want to work, you seize my Norwegian passport.
Leave for
Jamal.
Wait a minute, y'all wait. The thing Jamal raised is it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
There haven't been any audit carried out to find these people guilty of stealing. So if you don't audit, how will you know that people stole money they ran away?
Paul, I will give you an example, Paul. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
Yeah, give you an example. Maybe we'll discuss.
There was an issue that happened at the port of Buchanan. There was a young fellow who was some issue with this Bill Traore and with the $600,000 and his boy was still talking. He was a head, I think he had director of the port in Buchanan. And there was an issue of money came in, the money should be distributed. He did not give Bill Traore, whoever the big guys, his share. And when that happened, he pocketed some of the money, he fled. He's in the US at the moment. It was all in the newspaper. I think you can track that newspaper and get you story. He went back to the US. And he went by the US. Nobody could have had him arrested because he found a way out of the country because he had to wait to go back to the US. He went by the US.
You got to look at the circumstances, Jamal. Now,
let him learn because there's other sides.
It's an accusation. What I'm saying right here, he should be brought back home. Whoever is involved in that triangle of or in a circle of corruption, whatever is happening. If he's in home, he will be arrested, face the full weight of the law. He will name names. But now he could not be arrested, and he fled the country. He went to the US. He's at the moment in the US. Why in the US? He cannot be judged, so he can't be extradited to Liberia. He can need to be extradited to Liberia, where you will face the full weight of law. Those in the cycle of that crime or that corruption, alleged corruption, will be named. But now he's not. He's the principal target. He's the principal culprit. He's not around. So this is an example.
So Jamal, your example is valid, but what I'm seeing, that institution. This particular young man, we all follow that story. He called names, but there haven't been any audit to say, okay, the names that were called.
It's not about audit, Paul. It's about
listen now, because the allegation he raised, according to him, even Bill Traore hand was in there. So Liberia have a treaty with the US. You know that we all know.
Yeah, and that is under that treaty. That is under that treaty that Chancellor was in jail for.
There's a treaty there.
Yeah.
But the fact is they're big hands that he called. So they refuse to go for him. And that's the thing. So if they had an audit on that, in front of GSC, said, no, these people, we need them, we need to restitute that money. We need these people back. It will happen, but that happened. People got away with impunity in Liberia for many years.
Okay, let me get buttress what Paul is saying. Jamal, your point is valid. But the thing here is, the government that was in place was the one that had the responsibility, the Georgia government, to know that certain money like this, importing money for importing place, source of revenue was mismanaged, and they boycott some people's name. So they would have arrested Bill Traore to try to investigate him or audit him, but they didn't do it. So what you expect America or which country that will fled will not say go back money because nobody.
Sorry. You cannot arrest Bill Traore. He was allegedly accused. The principal culprit, the principal target of a case was the young man who was director of the port.
Yeah, but the young man said Bill Traore took some money.
Listen, now that would have been if he was arranged before the court. You don't have to arrest Bill
No, but
Traore.
the board did not even
naming
confess and
names.
say I took money too.
He was
He
naming
didn't
names.
say,
You know, he said he took some. Yeah, he said he took some. He said he took
yeah, but
some.
then,
He also
and he said somebody took his money, so he took a balance.
so that's the thing. So what we're saying, if he was arranged before the court, he will name names.
Why?
And
So why did they arraign the man who was the leader, who was the guy's boss?
No, but how will you arrest with the person we're saying should be before the court? And they don't have authority to bring Bill Traore to court when the guy, the principal corporate is not in hand. It's not on
But
hand.
who was the principal corporate? That's the point.
The young man was the young man who was the director of the port at the time.
The young man said Bill Traore took the money, so I took it back. The one out in my hand, I took it clean.
So isn't that's where the GSC should have come in to say, well, this allegation have been brought forward.
Yeah,
let's audit this institution.
But this is what I'm saying, guys. What we are I think we're saying the same thing in the different way. What I'm saying right here, what our Britons in Liberia feel uneasy about is this kind of situation. They feel that we had the opportunity to flee the country when something happened. I'm not saying that we have the right to do that or we arrange the court. There should be a way that.
But Chima, yeah, that point is valid. But let me remind you of something. You got people who are in that very country who are not citizens of any other country outside, not even Sierra Leone. They are there stealing and they stay recycled them in government. So what you say about that?
Yeah, but they are not leaving. They are there. It's up to the government to arrest or not, but they are in the country, is it?
So nobody should have fear.
What we are saying that you are far off, we cannot hold you. You can go and just stay there and enjoy life. Why in our country they keep recycling them? Now it's just the structure in place that will hold them responsible. Brought those who've been accused to be brought before the court. But now what we are saying here, when you had the opportunity to steal, you will leave, you will flee the country, leave others in mess. So we want to stay in the country.
What about the people who stealing and they are there and nothing happened to them? So why would they be against us and fear that we will steal the money?
That's the problem. That's why it comes with paranoia. I'm not saying that this issue, there should be a system. I said two things at the start. There's a paranoia here that they are uneasy about you. You got a chance of living abroad, and you guess on why you don't. I mean, after a couple of times, you pay your mortgage. That's why they say. Even the president-elect said, "We said Liberians living abroad to come and don't pay for their mortgages. They don't care. They don't have any patriotic feeling." He said it in one of the interview. You heard that. Honorable Joe Barker said in one of the interview that the president-elect, he said, Liberians living abroad will come, don't want to worry about paying their mortgages. They don't care about the country. They don't care for anything. And what does that look like?
It's the same paranoia. There are Liberians abroad who are doing better in Liberia. There are Liberians abroad who are doing better in Liberia without even working in government.
This is what I'm saying now. What I'm trying to say, this is why painting you and myself ugly. If the president at the time wanted the interview, if you had an interview, you can run it. He said Liberians abroad will come home, get a job. When they get jobs, they will just worry about paying their mortgage or clearing their debt they have behind them. They don't have any patriotic feeling for the country. They're not nationalistic.
How does he know? How can
he said it? But he said it, right, Paul? You know, he said in one of the interviews.
Yeah, but I agree. So he said
this
it.
This is the situation. This is what I'm telling you now. This is the situation making others to look ugly in the eyes of our fellow Liberians. So those things need to stop. We are saying the same thing. We are saying the same that they should not paint us black. We also all of us have the patriotic feeling for the country. We also want to contribute to development of our country. They should not look at us as alien. They don't look at us as someone who come to just agree to people coming home to just get a fat job, pay our mortgage, pay our debts, and run away. And that's what we got. We don't care. If the president-elect during his campaign said that in one of his interviews, why does he look for you? Why Liberia think about you and myself? That's my point.
Well, the point is valid. So since he's been elected and he will be taking office soon, and on you can see up there they're going to audit the outgoing government, and this is welcoming. And I think I'm happy with it, but it shouldn't be one-sided.
If he's up, it goes the other way around, Paul. If he's up to audit the CDC government, what about his government? The 12 years he spent, where he audited?
That's what I'm saying.
No, but I agree. It's a good question you're asking. But who's responsible? It was the VR government that was supposed to audit them. They didn't do it, so now they come to audit the VR government.
No, government is continuity, so it can be.
You can have another independent body to audit the past viewership. They are still around.
And Jamal, you're right, because what happened, the campaign message was why did we come into office? Because the old man was going to audit Eden government, his government. And based on that, Eden took we are over him. So this is a perfect opportunity for him to audit his own government. And then
What they
audit the
can
we are.
do, the past 12 years,
Yes.
guys, that the past 12 years, since it was a past 12 years, they can be independent body to audit the past 12 years. The early leadership, what they were there for 12 years, the minister, the records are there. They can audit them. If you can audit the outgoing CDC government, you should set up an independent body, international independent body, to audit the past 12 years. While they were in government, what did they do? So that means the record is straight. You cannot audit the CDC government when you did not even care to talk about auditing yourself. When you admitted to us that you plundered opportunities. You had opportunity to do with the guy how many 68 bogus contract you signed. They got a lot of things that happen in our country. You decided to turn a blind eye to those ones. And you're telling us you want to audit the past government, the CDC government. We don't care about your government. Let me tell us that he will put up an independent body that will audit the Ellen government, which he was part and parcel of. Then the record is straight.
Just yesterday, I was doing a live podcast and I mentioned this. I was saying it through phone though, but if the CDC government is serious enough and they know their hands are clean of most of these allegations against them, the best thing they can do is they audit themselves before the UP can
how can they audit themselves?
Simple. It's very simple. If our director, let's say I'm our director general for LPS, I know there's a new guy coming. I will know what all I received, my budgetary allowance, what was used, what left over. I get all my record. And it's very simple. Listen now.
That's not auditing. Don't even go. Don't make it simple. That's not auditing. Auditing need an independent, neutral body to verify your document.
Wait, let me learn. Let me get learn.
I'll do my
part. I'll do my part. I know I received $10 million for the entire year. I used $6 million, $4 million remaining. I got record for how I used the $6 million. I will take screenshot of everything on my phone, and then when they kind of audit, I present it to them because what will happen eventually. The United Party guys, they have been in power for 6 years. 12 years before. They know everything about government, where government money can spend. When they spend it, what can happen? The balance, what can happen to it? So when they take over, the same mistake that CDC did, not even mistake, but the same thing that CDC did, they enter one office, they take everything that the United Party left there. So the CDC government took everything. Then they started and say, well, the United Party didn't need anything here. So we took over broke country. So to avoid that, what the UP could do, what the CDC government could do now, take screenshot of everything, make your own record, and you have your proof on your phone or on your computer. So when people kind of order you, you can show it. Because when they take over from you, you will not be there. Maybe they take over from you, Jima, you are information minister, they take over from you. After 3-4 months before they say they're coming to audit you. The 3-4 months time.
So Linfo.
Yeah.
Linfo.
Yeah.
An institution like the finance ministry that is huge. Okay. Not because Samuel Tua will take screenshot, but there's other things that may happen in finance ministry that Samuel Tua will not even have a clue of.
Yeah, that's why all the directors, every director for every bureau in the finance ministry should do similar thing.
The transitional team and the outgoing government and the meeting, that file they're going to change. So if I'm going to give you my folder, that folder I should have copy of my own because I can photocopy. I don't have to do screen to keep my folder.
Guys, don't simplify this. Auditing does not go like that. It doesn't work like that. Simple. Just don't simplify this thing. They need an independent body. There's a process to follow. It's a process to follow with auditing. It's all about accounting. It's all about financial record. It's not like screenshot this one. You're making it so simple.
No,
it doesn't work.
Listen.
It doesn't work.
I agree. Let me tell you, this thing is very important. I agree.
Don't simplify.
Okay, let's say the three of us here will run the bottom line library. Somebody donate 100,000 to bottom line library. You're still getting for. Since you've been coordinating, so we designated to be coordinator, you take the money. Then the money, one day we'll have meetings about Paul, the money, my man, the money 7,000. I'm gonna get 7,000 now, but the other 3,000, y'all want to know. So I must show your record how I use it, because that record I will show whether that screenshot or whatever is what you will compare and make sure that so time that they Linfo use $50 to do this. It's correct.
Linfo. Can
Yeah.
I just interrupt you small, please?
No, that
When you
traditional, that traditional
can, can
auditing
I
thing, you think
can I
about.
can I interrupt you a bit?
Go
When you
ahead.
talk when you're talking about auditing, independent body need to set up as a process you need to put in place. That process they have to follow it. If the budget throughout the year, the budget the ministry, the budget they give to the ministry, how the budget allotted to the ministry, how they spend it, they have to go through the process. Every
Yes.
department in that ministry must go through. It's not like checking. So what is happening if the careless government, if you don't put it, like what you're saying, I do agree. You need to put a record together because in the long
Yes.
run, you'll be investigated. You tell
Yes.
me I will advise you to put all your records together when you are leaving to pass on to leadership. But when they come in for auditing, probably the money, if they gave you the 100,000 budget every 2-3 months, you should give account of that 100. How was it spent? There should be some a budget breakdown. I mean, explanation breakdown how the money was
Yes.
spent. All must be shown. So if that process is coming to Liberia right now, if this is how
And
we're
you
going to
know,
start in
okay,
Liberia,
let me cut you cut me or
if
let me cut you or two. Let me cut you or two and count in. Paul will count into. But let me get the say the thing I'm talking. Let me clarify more. Do you remember when CDC took over? The early government said they left, I think, $50 million or some kind of $1 million in a budget. And after a few months, after all the rigmarole, after Joe were going, driving, kicking people from offices without proper procedure, and they took over. After a few months, what they said? They said the government left empty. They didn't mean anything there. So how, even if they were to audit any government, in the absence of their own proof. So in my office, I'm information minister. I got 2-3 computers. I got this. I got that. It can be only money, but I got certain government property. How many? So and I leave. Then you can't there. After a few months, you can't order me. I say I left for a car. You say no, we see the car. So what would be my proof? So the proof is you take pictures of those things. You make records of it and take pictures.
No, you don't have to take picture, Linfo. You don't have to take picture.
live for
So I
live for,
give
what you
you an
talking about?
example.
Yeah, I want to make it simple.
Live,
The president elect. I
Uh,
make it simple. The president elect. When you're vice president, you
uh,
are getting how much million a year? And not 2.5 million you're getting a year.
yeah.
So when the people give you taxpayer money, how you spend our taxpayer money, you're supposed to break it down at the end of that financial year. This is how the money was spent.
Yeah.
When he
So
failed to do
you
that,
break it down.
the
Okay,
audit
let's say the vice president, who
Wait
is
now.
president elect now, when he left the office, they said he left some money there
look,
So,
for Joe Howard to take over. And Joe Howard then said, no money there. So
so,
who can?
no, but
so
what we are saying, look,
my
guys,
question
guys,
is there been any document to show this is half of the 12 years that you are in power?
Yeah, because that's why we
guys,
have
Every
physical
year you're
oral
supposed to
document.
give a
for your
report on how the
why
money
you
was
why you
spent.
guys don't know, Ellen government has records that they left money, they got everything because Ellen knows that she was an administrator. She knows very well that in the long run those issues will be raised. I think they have the record. If you do listen to Amara Connor, he said in one of his interviews, you see, one of the only minister that was audited. He's the only minister audited, and he stand clean out of the audit that he did not corrupt. He did not have any corruption record. So he knows what they have to come after them. I can tell you that Ellen government they may not have 100% record, they have up to 60 to 70% record of their past leadership, what they did, compared to George Weah that were running against the government. So the Ellen won't be afraid to be checked for auditing. So they know that they were processed. Under Ellen, we had John Molu leadership, right?
Yeah.
What's the name? John Molu was there as general auditor of the country, being paid by an independent body. I mean, outside the United Nations, whoever was paying, they were checking on Ellen government. And
Yeah,
now we
but he
didn't
was
have
the
the.
same John Molo who accused the government of
I'll
being
come in
3
now.
times
Yeah,
corrupt more than Tinubu prior government.
I'll come in. He's coming. The same John Molu is coming by into the same Unity Party government. If he's one of those brain behind the Unity Party government, and
Yeah,
if
but
we
his
didn't have,
excuse is that it's not
I
Ellie
come in
again,
now.
it's Joe
Let's forget
Parker, it's
about
on you.
why about John Molly, what he's saying. I'm just saying that at some point, John Molly there was some check on Ellen government. So Ellen she knew that there was in the future she'll be checked. So if she because there too many financial foreign monies are coming to the country. Therefore, they have independent person there to check on Ellen. So Ellen will have record, even if you do investigate her now, her leadership, she will have some record to prove, unlike George Weah. Because George Weah is now under pressure. George Weah was there to do whatever he likes. So,
Okay,
but this
guys,
is what
I
we're
think
saying.
we cannot solve this thing here.
We're not solving it, but you need to understand that when we're talking about record, Ellie can provide a record compared to George Weah because they know that under Ellie leadership, John Molu was there, other international organizations pump too much money into the country.
Let the new government order Ellen and then order we are, then we'll know.
No,
Okay,
yeah,
guys, I think we got to progress. Our time is fast spent. Let's
Yeah, so
progress. I think,
if we're going to progress, that's fine. Instead they're going to audit this government, and
yeah,
we were told Eddie took responsibility of our government mismanagement, and the
maybe Georgia
former
will take
vice president
responsibility too.
also said they squander opportunities. So we want to see these records that they have done 7 years ago. They were the sheriff in town. So the 7 years just left. Yeah, then show all the record what they did before giving it to the president Weah. So if he coming after Weah now, then it will make the country to be a beautiful place. At least we have seen the record from 7 years ago and the record of 6 years ago. And then we can say now let's compare and those perpetrators when they
you
found
know,
them guilty.
who's going to help us in this process? Those in the house. The both houses need to help us to put our case forward to say, look, we do agree that you should audit the George Weah outgoing government. We will also appreciate if you can also audit the past leadership. If they put us a case against a bit before him, then it makes sense. But the common library will make noise, nobody will listen. Because the government is one of the most favored government right now. The income leadership is the most loved leadership. Nobody will listen. Whatever they do, they don't care. So if the two houses come out together, the both houses can say, you know what? We do agree. Let's see a precedent that you will audit the outgoing leadership. But then let's start with you when you were there 12 years. What have you done? Put a record, clear that first, then will be a precedent. After you, someone else will come, they will have a record to set up straight. That's the only people that will help us. Or else we don't see nothing happening here.
That's a good proposal. It's not hard to circumcise snake, but who will hold the head? Because the same horses they are talking about, they were in that same government too.
But the houses you're looking at now, that houses are going to be a very good houses because it's already a opposition houses. So the same house is being dominated by CDC. So it's going to be a very common
new government coming in. We're talking about new government coming in. Let's go to this story. They say the calendar of events for Bwaka's inauguration has been released. I don't know, Jima, do you have any detail of that? The dates and stuff like that?
I think I had to run something on that. Just let me see what I have here for that.
Okay. Yeah. Why
I got the details on that.
Yeah. Why you might trying to get the details of that story? If you just join, this is the Portland Liberia will come your way every Tuesday and Friday, and we're moving into the new year with new vigor, with new plans, new ideas. We hope to improve. From one, the whole idea of our life is about improvement. You can't be stagnant. You can't remain at one stage. That's why when we are born, we are babies, and then we crawl, then we sit down, then we start to walk, and then we move ahead. So
okay.
Yeah,
this is just to give you a little brief of how what happened. Madam, let's say Madam Miata Fambula is the chairperson of the inauguration committee. And she came up with a team. The inauguration committee is called Kukatona, which means we are one in Pele language. That's the theme of the inauguration day. She said on the 22nd of January 2024, there will be a transfer of power from the leadership of George Weah to President-elect. Then what they said on the 19th, the ceremony kickoff with a traditional prayer service at the Benson Street Mosque in the central Monrovia on the 19th of January 2024. On the 20th, according to the youth Kukatona concert will take place at the facility of the Samuel Kendo Sport Complex. That will be on the 20th. The concert, she said, will showcase talented Liberian artists both at home and abroad. That's the inauguration. That's from the Mayor Farmer, who is the head of the inauguration committee. And on the same day, on the 20th of January, she said there will also be an event, agriculture exhibition that they will show Liberian products at the Anton ATS. That will be like what Liberian product, what we do from the agriculture perspective. There was some that showcase most of our product with the background of the president, which one the president talk about arrest, agriculture in his whole program. What you guys know, what you talk about in your campaign, you carry the word for arrest. When you start with agriculture, the first word. So agriculture product will be displayed at ATS. That'll be also on the 20th. She also spoke of on Sunday 21st, there will also be a national service at the Effort Baptist Church in Painesville, where the president-elect that's the president's church he will be there. That's where he will be there on the 21st of January. Other activities indicated will also take place on the Sunday at the Centennial Memorial Pavilion with the exhibition of Liberian arts and culture. That will be also on Sunday. So just to give a highlight, then also on that there will be there will be the encourage occasion to encourage Liberians, foreign guests to take advantage of the exhibition exercise to see a beautiful Liberian work of the country. So if you are visiting, a lot of Liberian artists, a lot of Liberian activities, arts and craft will be displayed. So you can also buy it and to show that we have something from Liberia, from our own country. So this is a highlight of what's going to be like, gentlemen, from the 19th to the 22nd of January. That's the inauguration. That's the kind of highlight from the from Miata family, who is the head of the inauguration committee, and his team is called Kukatona. That is meaning Pele. Therefore, tell me what it means. I don't understand what it means. Kukatona. What does that mean?
Kukatona.
Yeah.
Kukatona means we are one.
Yeah, okay, that's the Pele language, the Liberian local language called Pele. So that's the name that we are one Kukatona.
Yeah.
So the other one who is the head of the inauguration committee, that was an outline of the itinerary of the program of inauguration of the president for the 19th.
And you know, I let to be forced all the time. When I listen, when I first read that it was a press release that came out with that list, I look at the list. The kind of people that I saw, that people who are called challenging time people there, you know, I didn't see any young person name on that list. You get me other family as head. You got this Charles D.B. King daughter, granddaughter, CTO King daughter. Oh, Nisa, she was there.
Linford, you can't be doing this to President-elect. You cannot do this. What you expect?
No, I'm just speaking on behalf of our young people.
No,
but we just said to you that there will be a youth program at the SKD. And there will be Liberian artists will be performing. What do you want to do?
No. That's not my point. Whether you call one young people to go sing is not my point. My point
What's
here
your
is
point?
My point here is you have a committee to plan this inauguration program.
Do you know the committee? Don't say the name of the committee. Can you name the committee members?
Well, I don't remember the whole name.
Yes, but you don't have a case. You don't have a case.
Huh?
You don't have a case. Name me the list of those on the committee.
I will name you a few people. Niata family.
She's the head of the committee. Yes, okay.
Yeah, she's more than 75 years old.
That's not the point. I'm just telling you to name the committee members.
You know my point. I want to raise it. That's not the point. My point here is my qualm is you got a major committee like this, and then in this unity party, you got young people, and besides that, this should not only be a unity party thing. You got young people.
No, please.
Also, the makeup of that, I saw a committee, I saw this. The makeup is all only people.
Linford, they have young people there. Jeremiah Kuhn is in his 40s.
No, but Jeremiah Kuhn is automatically has to be there.
You have Kofi Woods also on our committees, on young men. So what are you talking about, Linford?
Well, Linford, you're picking a fight that you can't finish.
Yeah.
You're making the statement you're making right now. The committee set up was Mieta family member of the United Party? Do you have any idea of Mieta family position, whether she's part of any party?
She part of that party.
I know she's a
She was not an executive member of the United Party. She's not.
No, she's gonna be a executive member. Most of the people.
But no, you just said. No, I'm arguing. You just said. You just said why is it that they don't have? You doesn't have to only be United Party member.
I am telling you that no young person on that list.
At least to get a push.
All right, let me throw this in there. Somebody who had their first job since 1973, and the people they are work with, you expect that person that coming to change Liberia to bring some 20-year-old that don't have experience. According to this Unity Party that our new government, they said they believe in accountability, transparency, because they are clean hands, they've been in government, they understand. So if you elect 80-year-old or 79-year-old, you expect his surrounding to be 20 years old.
That's the point I'm trying to make, and because I know that this government, I mean, I'm not saying they will appoint people, but on a major, the country people get parable. They say the best time to see if the chicken is well is when it's chicken sleep in the basket, and in the morning you open it, you see all the chicken are running. Okay, then you'll know the one that walking a day, you're going, that one is that well. So to know whether young people will be included, young people will be at the helm of power, young people will be active in this government, it should reflect here with the formation of this, with this committee. But as I read it, that Charity people to the point,
Linford, I begging you, Linford.
Okay, I drop my case.
This government, the incoming government, they were elected based on integrity.
Mm-hmm.
And so you cannot put a young novice to go for the transition. You need the older hands that been in the business for long. So they will see all the loopholes. So bringing somebody like Miata Famune who been around for donkey years, it doesn't matter. So Joseph Numa Barker, the president-elect, that his peer, and he wants Liberian to see this is how he's going to transform the country. So the cycle of people that he work with, there'll be a peer group. And these are people he'll be relying on. So give the old man a break. I think this transition
I drop my case. You know,
thank you.
History has a way of repeating itself, right? When Georgia took over, there were loopholes that people saw. Some of those things. The moment we want to tell you,
we have a lot of young, inexperienced people, right?
So I drop my case.
Thank you. So Jamal, the transition team that were put together, these are level-headed people from high caliber of people that work in many sectors.
Let me tell you, probably you don't know the names of people. Whether we like it or not, they have come up with a list of people. The president named Madam Miata Family as chairperson, Sylvester Grisby co-chairperson, Madam Madeleine Dagose, host of the other permanent Liberian appointments, are former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Manju Kamara, Olubanke Kane Akirele, veteran diplomat Honorable George Wallace as advisor to the committee. So whether we like it or not, look, why would you want to pick on these people at this time when George ran 6 years running? So all of them were all CDC people. Y'all stop this kind of joke, man. George ran 6 years. All people, everybody are CDC people.
My argument is not based on whether you party.
Why do you want the youth to do that for just 1 day affair? Why you want the youth to 3 days affair? What do you want the youth to do? So get the credit,
youth should be represented.
Where?
This is now control all people.
We have an event. We have an event taking place.
Look at the population of Liberia is youthful. The population of Liberia is youthful.
You jumping the boat. These guys.
If the minister, Paul Wade, if the president he is in appointment, it's not appointing a youthful minister, then you have an issue. You just come on an inaugural program, you raise an issue. Now you jumping the gun. You need to wait until. So
you're putting your idea about the inaugural program. How would they learn?
No.
We're talking about experience here. We're talking about experience here. All the point the other family
you need to be serious.
To be active. You
need to be serious. You don't leave the old man alone.
Who you get to do it?
What kind of inauguration? We have had the Unity Party organize a program for the youth where they have a big event. All the artists will come.
My point is, you got all the Charity Town people. They will organize the inauguration program the Charity Town way. After they finish,
nobody just incorporate the youth. They have an event for the youth to come.
You're not in the chance of life. So they organize the Charity Town way. They all the young people. They're not there. They know what going on. How they can play it.
You just want to be critical for no reason.
So Linford, you think my president-elect will be Desi Bugal, a young thing like Joe Weah, who is young? So you expect this man and his peer group, they want to have this good inauguration board that they know how to organize.
Paul, let's be honest here. There's a serious business here.
Exactly.
People that they put there, they know how to do their stuff.
Thank you.
You tell me, past leadership, even the very group you talk about, every political party had a youth wing. How many of them will be involved into serious business? You just have that so got youth wing, women wing, that's wing.
Let me ask you a question.
Answer
the question, then I'll drop my case.
Go on.
Even everywhere in the world, when you go apply for job, they ask you for experience. The very Unity Party have been preaching experience that Joe Baka got 45 years experience. Why they making him president now? So, and nobody goes to school to learn experience. All of us who got experience in certain things, we learn it. We started from somewhere.
What's the question?
I come here. So what if
Get your question. Go on.
Let me call myself veteran Liberian journalist. What if we had not had the opportunity to learn under the people? They say, okay, I'm not old journalist, then Kenneth Bed, then we'll go and do the thing here. Then we'll be saying that when they, God forbid, they die or they leave, where will we get experience from?
I don't think the point you're making it does not connect to the issue on the discussion.
No, because you try to
it does not.
No,
it does not. What we need to do.
I am saying
Paul
we are planning
made a point.
An inauguration for 2024, and this government is going to be empowered according to the 6 years. After that, they will go 12 years. So 12 years time, bring the other formula in 12 years time to perform the next inauguration again. So after 12 years from now,
it's not performing. She said it will be an artist from the abroad, youth artist from the abroad.
A drama
will
case.
Be there. Yeah. But no, your case you're jumping the gun. Now let's see.
Jumping the gun.
I'm talking about
the representation
your argument will be valid.
Remember that these people they use the youth to win election. So why can't somebody use for people on the committee? Let them learn too.
Your argument will learn what? The argument will be useful when the appointments are made. The government will win. Now that's why we're looking. That should be the case.
So, listen. So you have this. You're going to have the same group here organizing all inaugural programs in the future. Is that what you're trying to tell me? The same challenging with the other formula there. So the one you have all the time. So you go there, let them learn too. That's my point right there.
Learn what?
How to plan the program. Experience.
But Linford, let me chime in something here. Yeah. 6 years ago, there was inaugural service program was held by a lot of young people. They held it at the Anthony Thomas Stadium. The ATS, Samuel Kando Stadium. It was organized by young people, right? So, and we had a young president.
And you didn't do that, you're dirty booger all year.
No, but nothing went wrong. The program was successful. Nothing went wrong.
Okay, so this time around, he elected an old person and he selected his friends that he knows to organize this program to make it unique. He's not in a peer group of people like me. What a labor. Miata family been around, she's been doing it for years. Charlie King's daughter been doing it for years.
No, what Linford argument, Paul? What Linford argument is, I understand his point, but what I don't support it. He's saying that they should give chance to youth to be part of the inaugural program so they will learn. That's his point, but which I don't agree with. The point is, it's too early to start making those sections.
My friend, there is nothing early.
You know what point? If you wait, you will talk about got a lot to do the next 6 years for that country. Gentlemen, look. Liberia has a lot to learn. We got a lot of things to do, and this is the reason the government going to suffer a lot. Because if you see, we have not gone anywhere. We start, bringing these little things out. There are a lot to do. That government got a lot on hands to handle.
But you see, when Liberians always make mistake, we can look at the critical things from the start.
It's not critical. It's not critical. The problem here is we need a youthful leadership.
I just asked you a question, but you did not answer it. My question was, they Charlie King daughter, then the other family there. Calculate our age in 12 years from now. Will they be active to say organize the next inaugural program?
They could be active.
Why not? They will be.
They could be called. Even some of all may not be around.
Why not? So the president-elect will have been elected when you said something 8 years or going to 8 years.
Yes.
When you have it in Liberia right now, you could go for second term. Don't you think so? Why when Joe Biden is going for second term?
You're still missing my point. I am saying put the young people there so they can get experience. They can be also part of. All the Charlie people die. All the Charlie people go for all of them die in 12 years time.
The young people are part of this process, but the team that the poll said these people are the people to put this team together.
Your argument is generally you say you go from you start to go play in the World Cup, then you go bring Waka Hero there. You say because that Waka Hero there, you put it there. The guy be wrong.
Look, you need to be serious. Look, you want to be critical, be on critical note. The criticism bringing here like they're not bringing youth in the inaugural program.
They have a lot of youth on this thing.
It doesn't hold right now. What I expect you to tell me is like when the leadership, with the new leadership come over, all that list of deputy minister, all the appointed leadership, and don't find. I come in now. Give me a point. Let me my case. Let me my case. Let me my case. If you don't find a youth leader or youth appointed minister or deputy ministers that are able to learn and grow on the job, then I'll say I have an issue. But at this point, just inauguration, because inauguration. Oh man, come on! Give them a chance to go, man. Come on, don't worry about that. Let's transition, please.
Let's transition because this thing, Linford,
you don't know.
Emiata Formula was making music when I was in kindergarten in 1970. She and that time they were all working together. Eating only friends that know how to organize and bring some kind of young person because they no, the young people.
But those are seasoned like. Those are seasoned like parents and know how to put things
together. We don't need to ask for experience. Because the next inauguration program,
we can't argue because 6 years ago we had young people that organized.
It's up to if the old man is there, it's up to him to decide who you want to put there, or whoever we will decide. Yes.
Okay, young people have experience. 6 years ago, there were young people that organized the inaugural thing for Excellency George Manuel Weah. So we have people with experience.
We have a turn. So why you want the woman to have to make sure they have a turn to do?
Don't move ahead. Let me go to the next.
You don't have a case. You just forget it.
Okay, I don't have a case, but at least I'm a concern. Okay, we're still talking about issues. This one is one of the biggest issues that follow Liberian people more. I don't know, including me. And this is prominent individual when it comes to Liberian politics. I remember Honor Taylor. She was the elections commissioner chair, and then she became Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia. And besides that, she's been in the judicial system for a very long time. And now, at the end of this time, when she should be earning her flowers for contributing to the nation, she's been caught up in a very, very precarious situation, a situation that nobody knows how it will end or whether it's true or not. And I've been talking to certain people who know her personally, and some of them say they are doubtful that she could be accused of such thing and that she could be a doer. But again, the law is the law, and all the jurors have said that after several months, I think it was from February this year, this case happened, and until now, the jurors say they found her, she and the other people involved, they found them guilty. So I don't know how you guys look at it. We all Liberians, we've been following the story. How you look at it?
I mean, for me, the case is something before the court, so I can't say anything. They have evidence to prove that she's guilty, or because the jurors have seen evidences or they have listened to witnesses. So that's something lawful. I can't say anything about that. Well, look, you can be the permanent person when you commit. I'm not saying she did commit, but if you do commit, you fit the full weight of the law. They're all the proof. Those, it was not like the judges making decision. This is a jury making decision. So that different people sitting on the bench, review, approve the witnesses, listen to witnesses, looking at evidence, and prove that, well, they will come over. One or two among the jury will say, well, disagree. If there's a total jury agreement, now there's a verdict. But now, we can't say anything. If she can be the most permanent person, probably if she has to go the way the law wants it, so it be it. That's what I would see.
Do we trust the jury system? I mean, not the entire judicial system, but because the jurors, they are like on contract. They got people, they got professional jurors now, people who live on doing that job.
I don't think we should go to a level of I don't think we want to go to a level we want to. We don't have. I don't know. We have enough evidence to say the jurors are not qualified to be jurors on the table.
No, I'm not saying whether we trust them, yes or no.
Why not? They are individual.
That's the system we have in Liberia. And
okay, so if we trust them, fine.
Paul, jurors are there are common people being selected from every background. Yeah. And they have been put there to look at witnesses, to look at listen to evidence. You are raising your question you're bringing now. You're raising doubt on the people that make a decision. So I don't think we should be doing that. They have come over with a decision.
You trust them or not?
Why should you trust them? They'll come up. That's
yeah,
an
but they
argument.
being no, listen. They being jurors doesn't mean they're playing or whatever.
No,
that's just a job they do. It's
no.
like
You know what
Mama
the juror?
McKinney,
No, you know what they do? You know, before they hand out their decision, you know what they look at? They look at witnesses, decision, they look at evidence, they bring out to the case. That's why they come up with it. They come out, they say, what do you think
okay,
about
so then my answer was very simple. Just say yes.
No, you don't say, you don't tell me what to say.
So
We should not raise doubt on the juror decision.
So why you want to tell? If I can't tell you what to say, why you want to tell me what to say? I ask you a question, answer yes or no.
The question is, what I want to tell you, whatever they have done, they did it in their own. Because listen, if you're a trusted person in the community, they look at your background and know who you are before you are selected to go on that bench as a jury, as a juror on the bench, as a part of the jury bench, the juror's bench. So, and you'd have no contact with anybody until the case is and the case come to an end. So I don't know how it happened in Liberia. From the side we see it this way. I think it should be treated the same way everywhere in the world, where we make you are a juror, from different background. Just common individual can become a jury. I'm a juror. Now your decision depends whatever they come up with. They can decide in the say 7 person. And they will all vote. 2, 3 will go against. 3 out of the majority will win the case. And they when the jury come with decision, this is our verdict. There's the majority will come with decision. Whatever decision come with, that's the decision with the court will stand by. The judge made no decision. So the case is now whether do we trust the justice system. The people that are there, that I don't know the capability and the character of people that were on our bench as jurors. So how do I say that if I trust them? If you tell me if you ask me, do you trust the judicial system, then I have argument. Then I say, okay, I have a case. But it wasn't the judges that are making the decision, it was the jury that made the decision. So I don't want you to raise the question, do I trust them? I don't know them.
Yeah, because listen.
I don't want you to raise the issue that if we know them.
If you say that you could argue if it was the judicial system, then why would you want to trust why would you want to argue on the judicial system that goes by law, by what is written on the book, other than people who are jurors who just they put.
Leave for your confusing yourself, man.
Leave for
your confusing yourself. You confuse yourself.
This case been around, and it was something that the police did an investigation. They did their facts finding. They did a forensic everything, and they found her guilty and was taken to court. She had her lawyers. And the government law
said they found her as a me corporate, not guilty.
They found her as me corporate, and it went to court. They both lawyers argued the case, and the jury found her guilty. And now, her lawyers are taking this to the Supreme Court. So there should be a date set for sentencing, but the case it won't happen now because there's an appeal that they will take it to the Supreme Court for further investigation. So
yeah, but okay, let me try the one again. We've seen that in most cases, when the lower courts pass their decision and it's taken to the Supreme Court, we've seen that most time the Supreme Court will uphold the decision of the lower court. Do we expect anything like that in this case? I mean, we're just trying to preempt.
Okay. Yeah, listen.
Expect something like this because what happened? The Supreme Court now will be fair with all the findings from the investigation to the lower court will be put, and they will go through it. And not one person on the Supreme Court bench. They're going to look at the case. They will look at the merit of the case, and they're going to go through all details. And if they find anything that went wrong, they can throw that case out. So let's give the system a break, and then until it gets to the Supreme Court and decide. But as it stands, the police have done their homework. They pass it on to the Attorney General, and the woman have been found guilty, and 3 other members. There are 3 members of a family found guilty. So let's wait until what the Supreme Court come up with. It's a appeal. So
okay. I think each of you guys have shared the show to your contacts. If any of you have any question from any of the viewers, you can put it down. But I have a question from one of our viewers, our brother John Taliwe from Ireland. He's asking if it is evident that those jurors are contracted.
Yeah, but
The
that is
jurors did not contracted.
no,
You see,
no. You gotta get it straight, Paul. Paul, get it straight. They were contracted. If you are brought over to work, you've been paid for that time you spent. That's another thing. Let's get
That's
it
a
clear.
contract.
But that doesn't mean you are contracted to make a decision.
thank
People,
you.
you want to make it clear here what we are saying here, because the doubt Linford on the race in this case is the judges. The first case is the judges don't have any decision. The case will pass on to the jury to make decision, depending on the evidence presented. And after the two lawyers, the defense lawyer and the lawyers of the Justice Scott argue before the jury, they will come with a decision. That's it. So the judges were not involved. So now, if you go to a court of appeal, I mean, I'm not a student of law, but if you go to a court of appeal, they can see in case a lawyer come up with a Justice Scott lawyer come with new evidence that contradict with the decision, then they can be reviewed. But what we are saying here, that's what I think this guy to say, do we trust those lawyers? I mean, those jurors. I don't know that they were individuals, except they were tempted with. Probably could happen anywhere. They can be bribed or something to make a decision. Who knows? It can happen anywhere. This is possible. But in fact, let's consider with the benefit of that, let's consider that these people were not tampered with, they were not talked to, they made decision for their own heart for the evidence they presented. So they are brought to justice, the addition that Madam Justice Scott and three others are guilty. Now, the whole lawyer is taken to the Court of Appeal. Now, from there, they will present new evidence that may have, out of the hook, off the hook, because if they present new evidence, then the court will look into it, review that case, and see if they can, bring the case back to your dock and review and see how they can get it going. But the fact of the matter here, contracted me, if you're hired as a jury, to sit on a jury, you've been paid for the time you have been hired to work for. That's not like go and hire anybody like a special juror. Like Linford made a statement, that's why the brother came with a question. He said they got contracted juror. You need to answer that question, Linford. The question is directly for you, because you know that. Yeah, he said they got contracted. Linford said they got contracted juror. He said to her, I don't know about any. But the time you spend as a Jew on that jury, you're paid for that time. I don't know whether that's me a contracted to work, but they got people saying that you can go pick you anytime you want to be. I don't know whether it's specific people that are there to just be jurors. I don't know.
Jemma, I don't know how they pick the juror in Liberia, but I can speak for the UK here. They'll send letter out to people randomly. They pick your name and then send, and you're forced to serve as a juror at some point. They do that. But I don't know how it works in Liberia. How they qualify you to be a juror in Liberia. I don't know how that works.
I think it should be the same process, but I don't know. But the fact of the matter, let Linford tell us when the question is, are they contracted juror? Linford, the question goes back to you. You said that they got contracted juror. You tell us, I don't know anything of such. Why are you going away?
He's going to do his research on Wikipedia to see if they are contracted jurors. So
I know what I know of. If you've been selected to serve on a jury, you have been paid for your time is being paid for. That I know that very well. But to say that there's a specific individual that's sitting there to be contracted as a juror, I have no idea of that. No. So Linford should educate me on that today. I have no idea.
And Jemma, going further back to this case, I remember when Real Power FM broke the news that the way the story came out, they found it very fishy, and the story it didn't add up. And when Jerome Verder came on the day after the murder case, the allegation he came our way, then in the end, the police said there was no breakage. And so the case became some kind of suspicious. Many people, so people were holding, said, let the police do their jobs. And look, today, this family have been found guilty. Or that beautiful young girl that her left just.
Verdier was been feeding they were feeding you with information that you have no information. You were just giving information from there that you were trying to present himself. He got
okay. I was in the background when I heard Jemma asking me how the jurors
tell us what you told her they got contracted juror. The question is coming back to you. What is contracted juror? Because you tell the question they ask. They
these jurors, the way they are, they are they clean themselves to be professional jurors, right? So they are there. So if you have a case,
No, it's not so.
No, listen.
No,
It's not what you think about. I'm telling you something.
no, it's not right. It's not
okay,
right.
okay, but if you know, then why ask
Where
me?
do you? Well, no, you're making a mistake. There's no professional jurors. There's nothing like that. What are you talking about? You're making a serious
doing themselves to be
mistake.
professional jurors, so they are there, and people can contract them to sit on a case. The government can contract them.
No, it's not true.
So who employed them?
That is why, if you're not listening, Paul just told you, the people are picked randomly. Anybody can become a juror. You don't have to be a professional person. You just have to have there's no professional juror.
They have people who are at that temple of justice as jurors.
Oh no. It doesn't work like that.
Where you're not following. Ask people.
No, it doesn't work like that. They pick people from all background that will serve. Even you can be a cleaner. You can be a journalist, any professional discipline. You can be on a bench.
In the street and start picking people up.
Oh, yes, they do. They sell letters to people. No, not street.
They can even go to all of the government agency or any kind of work entity and pick up somebody.
Leaford, where you got information from? Let me tell you how jurors are picked. Probably don't know.
I know how jurors are picked, but I'm telling you what is obtaining on the ground right now. That's why you don't want to agree to.
You say, what is professional juror? No. Professional juror where?
There are people on the temple of justice ground who believe that they are they are there and they are there all the time.
Who believe?
Hey, but I listened to, I don't recall which network was that, but I listened to a network that was covering this story on the ground. And they said that there are people on that ground who they are there. They are always there. The government not going to go walk in the street and pick on one joint.
No, I'm not saying government. We said to you here, government, like Paul just said, Paul, we didn't know how to pick people in Liberia, but the system should be this way. It should be people for every background.
Yeah, I say it should be, but it's not. It is not that way.
But then, if that's the case, the lawyer of Justice Scott, you argue the case. If people will be picked, they'll be picked. They know the end of the result. They will say, okay, they will find her guilty because the government is against her. This is not going to be like. They can argue the case. The case doesn't hold ground. They shouldn't even investigate. It shouldn't go into trial because they are professional judges. They mean like you're professional judges or professional lawyers. They are in different individuals with different backgrounds should be serving on that jury. That they will make decisions.
I seem to be on the other side, on the other link today throughout.
No, but you're not making a case. How you go say people are the professional jurors so they can pick another counsel and decide my case? So they are easy to be bribed. That's what you're saying. They can go and bribe them.
This woman has been found guilty by the legal system in Liberia. She has been found guilty. She and her daughter and some member of her family have been found guilty. So they're taking an appeal to the Supreme Court. And if they been found further guilty, she will serve the term, left imprisonment in Liberia because there's no more death. State.
Who found her guilty? The jury.
The juror. Right? That's the system.
Move on.
That's the system. When a juror found you guilty in Liberia, it means they have decided your fate.
Okay, so let's go to the new lawmakers that are coming in. And again, I know I'll be on the other side. I'll be on the contrary side. You see, I don't want to be on the same line with everybody today. Now, Fonati Kofa is getting reaffirmation from some lawmakers, at least 41 of them. We have 103 lawmakers, I think. And then
no, there are 73.
73 in the House of Reps.
In the lower house, 73.
Yeah, that's what I just put all of them together.
No, they are not voting. Only the House of Representatives will vote. It's not.
Okay, so they are 43. So it means I've made two people.
73.
We still got you right.
73 and you get 41. So you got about 32 that on the other side here. Maybe they will all support. But why Fonati Kofa? Why would they want Fonati Kofa? Why has Fonati Kofa done,
He was a deputy speaker.
So go back to experience. Now,
I'm coming now.
Their bigger argument would be that Fonati Kofa have been there as deputy, so you know.
So you can read our minds. I don't know you were sacking.
I'm not following the trend of the discussion from before because
before we get into that question that you're trying to put up, how many of them contesting to be the Speaker of the House? How many of them?
Well, I know about my own chairman Musa Berete and Fonati Kofa, so I don't know who else.
Musa, I think Musa chance is slim. He want to go as a deputy speaker right now. That's what
Musa Berete, Fonati Kofa, another guy called some Kum.
Yeah, one Kum. Yes, I saw it too.
Kum. So that three of them. So far.
So but the question I want to ask now, are they just supporting Kofa simply because he has? I mean, he has experience. He was the deputy, or has he done something? See, so then we'll go back to my point where you need young people on a committee, on an inaugural committee, so that the next time they'll say, "Oh, I mean, you got experience, come." So let's go ahead. You're defending now. You're defending.
So Linford.
Yeah.
For the lower house, this is where people negotiate, because there are three names put forward for this seat. And the three names, their colleagues will vet them and see among the three of them who best suited to become their leader. And Fonati Kofa seems that because he served as deputy and he was able to, how do you call it? What's the word? Jamal, help me here. Those preside. He was able to preside on many occasions when the speaker himself was not there. But based on
that experience.
Yeah, based on a come with experience, based on his performance. And not only being deputy speaker, he had other position in the house. Experience. And based on his performance and his interaction with his peer group, they saw him as somebody that they can get around with. Now, the other people coming into the house, like Musa Berete and others that vie for that seat, it was based on that, say he does not have enough legislature experience to give him that seat. Then you have the other guy, Kum. So the Kum, he been around the same as Fonati Kofa, but the relationship with his peers group, and this is where the decision comes from, how you relate to people, it also have effect. So from my understanding, Fonati Kofa has been a flexible person within the house among his peer group. So it also based on negotiation with other new lawmakers that are coming in, because that all add up. So based on your question, I think is based on his experience, his flexibility, and how he interact with people. Jamal, you want to add?
My question is answered.
I don't want to make comment on that today, because what the brother is trying to drag us to is to bring youth to a certain level. Well, we do agree that should take place, but what we should also know that what he does not know is a decision of the leadership of the president-elect to say who form part of his inaugural committee to put in power. Now, if we Liberian want to question his, who he appoints, I look at the leadership role when it comes to the next 6 years, who he brings in as leaders to serve as appointed leaders in a very key position, ministerial agency and stuff like that, where you give chance to the youth to play some active role. That's what I'm talking about. But what the brother is trying to bring us to say that why is it that they're not bringing in youth to be part of the inaugural program, which is groundless. And they don't have nothing to do. Back to because he want to tell her experience.
I asked why.
What is his name? Fonati Kofa, who served in the who will be serving as a speaker now because he got popular vote. It could be his relationship. I don't know, but what I noticed that he have very good relationship with the house, the members of the House of the Reps. He's been working with them well when he's a deputy speaker. So his attitude, his survey, his level of management has been accepted. So he got overwhelming support. So definitely he's fit to run the House as a speaker. So that's why he got the support of his colleagues, his peers. So let's give him. That's the point. There's nothing to argue about. What we need to look into, gentlemen, is this: Fonati Kofa is coming from the opposition party. Would that put a challenge for the ruling government? Because that will be CDC. How many members in the House? 73 members in the House. from the CDC, from the 73 members, and the majority of the members of the House of Representatives are CDC, opposition to the ruling party, where the ruling party got 16, CPP got 10. The rest, the 18 reps are independent candidates. So where we see a tense house, I think there where the argument would be, whether they would like him or not, that's not the point. Where the government have an easy way out. Because if you look at the past leadership under George Weah, the House was dominated by CDC. So whatever comes to like bill or stuff, it was just easy to run. It was just walk into the park. There was no argument. There was no, the winning person was making noise. Sometimes in the House was Yaka Koluba, sometimes Darius Dillon, others that was in the House. But the rest was just yes, men. You saw that happening. So the challenge in the House for the government that we should be looking at today or tonight to discuss is where the Unity Party government will be having a tough time in the House when they have Koyonti Kofa as a speaker, with CDC being in the opposition in majority in the House. I think this is the point of discussion here, gentlemen.
Okay, I agree with you, Jamal, because this is what we're supposed to look at. And also remember too, we know that Musa Bidete now, he's going to be deputy speaker. So if he wins that seat, that means you have two strong opposition, and this could be a hard thing for the government.
Yeah, but should I remind us also of how our lawmakers will, because they came along, they will change color whenever they are in a position. I mean, when they are in opposition, they are opposition, but when they win and they enter the House, then they can switch over anytime to the ruling party and become, whoever they want to be. So let us not forget. I just want to bring that in as a reminder.
On that part tonight, you're spot on there, because we've seen a lot of cross carpet deflecting and to other political parties when you get in the House, because they've been swayed away with a lot of money, and we put money on the table. Most of them on the table, they can't carry away easily, so they change color and they move to different party. But what we want to see here, I think we know very well, CDC is very good as opposition. And you've seen already, most of those defeated House reps are turned to be talk show hosts. And I think what they're trying to do to put the Unity Party government fit to fire this time, what they intend to do is come on, and they're going to be the biggest opposition in the House. And the next 6 years is not going to be an easy job for the Unity Party government. And the nomination is just easily change over. Trust me, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be like it used to be, because what happened, CDC won in the House, CDC had a majority in the House, so it was easier to just overshadow the rest that were independent and other political parties. But opposition's party, they are weak. Well, after the election, they are not strong to stay alive. You don't keep knocking. The only party that did that for 6 years was ANC. I know they keep knocking those until for 6 good years they were opposition, but they didn't have enough reps in the House to fight the case. But now CDC has a complete a good number of people in the House as a representative. If they can put a case together and maintain that opposition as a CDC, which they are very good at, I mean, it's going to be a tough time for the Unity Party in the House. Both houses.
Yeah, Jamal, let me add something on this. It will be an interesting time too, because the upper house too, similar thing could happen. In the upper house.
When they take in Lawrence, how do you call it, Senator? What's her name again? She want to become the speaker. So President Pro Tem. What's her name?
Senator Lawrence.
Kanga Lawrence.
Kanga Lawrence.
Yeah.
She want to go as a pro temp of the India on the House of Senate. So definitely that's another opposition. So what we are saying here.
No.
She's a ruling party.
Because what happened is the Unity.
Yeah, I know she's an opposition, but
I agree. But Linfa says something. Our people that committed, they can switch quick when they take power. And we know the situation. Her opposition was her party. She was expelled. So we cannot say she opposition now.
No. But in fact, she's
a Unity Party. She's a Unity Party. Yeah.
We know what role normally Kanga Lawrence play in the election of the Unity Party right now.
Exactly.
So you don't consider her as I mean,
opposition.
She may right now in the Liberia Party, she's nothing. So she can say, okay, I will not join officially Unity Party, but my support for Bwaka will still be there for the government. So everything that the government does, she will support it. In fact, this is a lady who said Bwaka should not run campaign they will run a campaign.
Thank you. And Linford, let me add something to this. In that, it's something that I think there'll be another person in there that vie for this seat too in the upper house. Because what's going to happen here, there are only 2 females in the upper house. And when you have 28 males, for 1 female to climb over them like that, that's something we need to take into consideration.
I think she's the favorite to win that president pro tem position.
Oh, wait a minute. There's something I read in the paper not long ago that even people from the Unity Party that are senators in there, saying if they give it to her, that Darren Dillon will be running the house. So there is a questionable mark.
Okay.
Let's keep our eyes open, because there's another person too that they're trying to pull. Weston Garfield was once upon a time president pro tem. He also eyeing. And then apart from our chair who have been sanctioned, he was eyeing too. So I don't know if his sanction will block his way, but there are people in there that are waiting to do something. So let's see how and if this happens, you could have another opposition in the upper house too.
Yeah, but I would definitely, from my own opinion, from my own look at things, I would tell you that Nyomli Kanga Lawrence, in as much as people will quote unquote see her as the most favored now, she cannot win that seat. No, Besson Garfinley has experience. Like we're talking about Kufa being interviewed, and he has experience. 1, 2, look at Nyomli Kanga Lawrence. Her political position is undefined right now. She's not in the Liberty Party.
That's what I'm talking about.
Then she's supporting Waka. So she has to join Unity Party to be able to get the total support of the people. Or else where she is, she's government vagabond. So
so what her relationship with her peers group, that's another thing too you gotta look at.
This is a lady who wasted her tea on Sir Joseph.
And CDC have a lot of them in their house.
Yeah, so you see a lot of things, playing here. So, but the biggest blow there is that Nyomli Kanga Lauren is politically unstable right now, because she's not a member of any political party right now.
No, so let me add a little chicken soup to this topic. You get the opposition bloc that seems to be big in the upper house. CDC, the McGill that just got in, the Edwin Snow that is in there, Albert Chair that is in there. I just gave you. Then you got the Western guy also that are in there. Yeah, these are people that have this that can influence their friends in there. That Unity Party block that they're talking about, you may have, you see people that come there, we said then are in there, they're no longer there. So that the board Charles, the Darren Dillon, maybe few of these guys that come in, they need to rally their troop, including the vice president-elect, to see how they can influence the other people. But the opposition block in there, if this woman, if she's not flexible with them, she will have a uphill battle to claim.
In fact, the first stumbling block she's having now is her kind of closeness and proximity.
Let me tell you. Can I say something? You're making a mistake here. I will tell you that those who are elected, the newly elected senators, so we can make our decision. And Bessaga Philly with independent, for Grand Bassa, we got Bombay County, which is independent, Alice J. Tyler. You got Ekwehe, independent, Johnny Ekwehe from Bon County. We got Daba Fabla, it's a Unity Party. We got Amara Kone, independent, which is already now Unity Party. Then we also have Grand Jida, Yaya Nimle. It's another party. We got CDC chairs there. We also got independent is this guy, Momo T. Cyrus. We got also Nathan Magay, CDC. CDC as well is Brown J. Blair CDC. Also in the CDC in the House again, we have Sir Joseph, the CDC. We also Prince Johnson, who also as a member of the how do you say that? Member of the what do you call it? Remember,
MDR.
yeah, the MDR. We also have support of President-elect. We also got River's Bill Traore, which is also CDC. You also have the one in River G County, Francis Dopo, independent, who has Creighton D. Doken, CDC. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 members of the House.
Okay, let me come
so
in there.
Majority are CDC.
Yeah, let me come in there.
Those elected, 15 newly elected leaders.
Yeah.
Plus the old one.
So
you give CDC
Weston guy, you know, Weston guy, he went independent, but you know his alliance. So
we alliance. The same thing with Ellis Tyler. I will tell you that Ellis Tyler will go to Unity Party. That I will show you. He want to say his job. Then the next person is Edwin Snow. Edwin Snow, my own brother and friend, very close friend.
CDC.
Yeah, CDC man.
Yes.
But again, Edwin Snow is that stable. He might go to Unity Party depending on his relationship with Bwaka, even though he and Bwaka had a little confusion. Then the next person who is very critical is Gbesonga Finlay. Gbesonga Finlay, he went independent, but we know his alliance. And then we know the tension between him and Yomli Kanga for nothing Paso. So he will not go to a party, he will not go to Unity Party that Yomli Kanga is supporting so that he can have majority force in the House. No, that will not happen. I can tell you that. Now, so then we come down to the Yaya Nimle. That's a CDC boy. That boy comes from Grand Vassal. I mean, a Grand there. That's a CDC guy. Okay, he may lay CDC way. And what will happen eventually? CDC want to control the House. CDC getting from power. They say got money. Nobody can influence. No, money will play. Nobody can get rich. In that House, they will get rich. They will be cutting. But on the average, I can tell anybody that if nobody can put in her hat for that president pro temp, she will have a very strong, big uphill battle to fight because there are giants in that House. The names will call in. Now, when it comes to her association with the Unity Party, like I said before, the only thing she can do to gain the favor from the Unity Party people in that House in terms of vote is to declare her intention that she want to become a Unity partisan. But if she will remain what she is, partyless, so to speak, not member of Unity, I mean, a Liberty Party.
But leave follow, Jamal Jacob 15 sedition, they are 30 senator.
No, and the newly elected, not 15, newly elected. If you look at it, the number that let me name them. I got 1, 2. They got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 were newly elected CDC. 6 newly elected CDC.
6. Okay.
Yeah.
Plus the old ones out there.
The old ones that were there.
Yeah.
All right. That's what I'm saying. The old ones that were there plus the 6. So we have to look at this carefully.
But again, Paul, I'm not continuing. Or again, we got to look at one critical issue. I heard Unity Party people are saying the same thing that happened to Brandon Samuka will happen to Bill Traore and McGill.
So we have total of 30 senators. Now it's not that they are not many.
So for question about McGill and Traore.
How?
No, they will still vote. They got a right to vote in the House.
How? You can't put question mark to their names.
No, because Unity Party people are saying that since CDC disqualified that man, they will disqualify the other 2 people too because they are all right.
So listen to this, Linfo. When how called Samuka, right?
Yeah, Brandon Samuka.
Brandon Samuka.
It's not Brandon Samuka.
He went to court. He was convicted, right?
Yeah.
McGee have not gone to court. Bill Traore have not gone to court.
The Unity Party is saying that they will take them to court.
But these guys will they already gave their certificate, and now they already going in the House to make their decision. But
they can be withdrawn if the court decides.
What court decide? When are they going to court?
Why are they taking them to court? They are taking them to court to confirm whether they actually guilty of the crimes that America accused them of. So
when
they are guilty,
going to court?
They can withdraw their certificates. Simple.
So the question is, when are they going to court?
Oh no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
So But
You
before,
can commit crime
listen
100
now.
years ago. If they catch you today, you can say face code.
So Linford, listen now. Before that, before we come by the 15th of January, we'll have a president pro tem. You know that?
I agree.
Inauguration take place on the 22nd.
I agree.
Before they come. So when, by the time they come, they already have a president pro tem.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Let me tell you.
No, in the instant, they will already have voted for who they want, so they will have a pro tem. So if it's going to take them to court after, they will already have a new pro tem.
Oh yeah. I understand what you're trying to say. They will have already voted for who they want to vote for.
Thank you.
Okay. Point well taken.
So that it is what it is, and
it is what it is.
If Yomni Kanga have done her homework, if she's friendly with people, all that because allegation now that she been controlled by DeLong. And I know the guys in their house, they don't put in their nose. So that's something too we should take into factor. Because DeLong, it'll be an interesting thing. I think the opposition could have both houses.
Yeah, you know, the thing what is happening right now, CDC is staying in top even in the House of Senate because they have 6 newly elected CDC plus Prince Johnson making 7. Those are completed definitely okay. We have 6 independent. It can go either way. So you gotta say, so you got 6 independent, newly elected independent. I'm not talking about the old one. The new one, they got 5 elected CDC senators.
Yeah.
Plus Prince Johnson, 6 plus Prince Johnson 7. Yeah. So if you also got 6 independent, so the whole independent can be divided among the ruling party. You know, VAPLA is a unity party. The only one that we elected recently was VAPLA. That's the only one that we elected.
All right.
The rest
so
are all CDC.
Western guy went as independent and no hate alliance. That's one. So it count him as CDC.
Yeah, you'll be definitely CDC.
Exactly. So
okay. Our time is fast spent. Let's see if we can exhaust the other stuff here. Let me see what it says here. That's about okay. Let's forget about this.
I like this story. Don't forget about this. While we had a U-turn, you know, Joshua made a comment on this when he at the church. He said, whoever made decision, the vote if against the sanction. I mean, in favor of the sanction or making it. He said, God will punish them. That's why he said.
So he's supposed.
This is why they have the U-turn. Liberia voted that the sanctions should not have a ceasefire. Liberia supported U.S. I mean, you're part of where America stands. But when Joshua heard that, he went back to them. Who asked you to vote against the something? He said they did it on their own way without consulting him or consulting leadership. So they have to have the U-turn. That's why they have the U-turn. He told them, say, God will punish them. He say, I came from the country of war. Then you go and support war. Now, that's why they had a U-turn on this. I don't know who the Liberia represented. I think it's a female in the house, in somewhere in the United Nations that voted in favor of the sign. I mean, the war should continue. There should be no ceasefire. The permanent representative in the house.
I hope we'll not have a long-term repercussion because this involves Uncle Sam's interest. So,
but I think the president was there. They were been talking to a part of top hard rankings in America. How they did all politics. They were talking about that when they were there recently. So he doesn't have the government. Joshua can do anything. He's leaving. So whatever he has done right now, the leadership president can say, well, we didn't do that. So do you know who are responsible for that? So they can get away with it easily.
Jeremiah, right. I even heard something on how they call it, was Truth FM, that George Weah actually wrote Benjamin Netanyahu to stop the war.
Oh my goodness.
To his surprise, this happened. And that's why he got really angry. But who told these people? Because he wrote his friend that I beg you, stop the war. Then to his ultimate surprise, this happened.
Well, you know, this is when you are now totally coordinated. We're talking about bad governance, where every country can carry
because you are living, anybody can take decision.
Yes. Yeah.
So
And also everybody they still want to maintain their jobs
yeah,
for the
so they want
incoming.
to make some mark.
Yeah, this is Liberia. And this is why I was telling Lee for previous on, say, look, the civil servant in Liberia, that 80,000. And people, some of the directors that are around these supervisors, they still want to maintain their jobs. So they will do anything crazy to stay in power. Because when you leave, you're jumping on Broad Street to be begging somebody for cold water. And that's going to happen. So all of these guys now doing things, all of the strange things now to just keep their position. And it is why it is in Liberia. So tomorrow, the people who never say hello to you now, they will join and say, Papi, let me get small thing for cold water. It's going to happen. So it is what it is. And as my other guy who represented my district at Carlos Gray, I'm hoping to see him on Broad Street when he begging for cold water, because when he had the opportunity, he didn't do
Man,
anything.
that dog get going, he get enough money.
Yeah, God go look for wait for you. You must sit down there. They got for the past 12 years, you been running that place.
Okay, let's end up on a side note. You know, tanker explosion. The question here is safety security measures. How do we what is it like? You know, growing up in Monrovia, we witnessed a lot of these things. I remember the new bridge, you know, the Gabriel Tucker Bridge. Just when you come from across the bridge, when you cross the bridge already, claiming now to come to EJ Raw. And then, you know, down there, they got the downwater side market, right? It used to be Banga parking station. They got people selling all over there. And I remember this truck coming with sheets of metal sheets, big wire plates, looking at sharp. And this truck is climbing the hill. I don't know how they banded it or whatever. And the banding on that thing cut. Chima, that thing was cutting people into half, slicing people into half. See how you slice potato green. Slash the person, the other body go on the side, other one go on the side. So, and this is not the first time. You see some of these trucks when they pass by you in Monrovia, the smoke alone, it will take you 2-3 minutes before you can breathe well or to even see. So the maintenance process in Liberia about these things are very poor, and we have problem with security measures taken into account. So when we hear about some of these things, it's not a new scene. It's not a new phenomenon in Liberia. What do you think we're lacking? Is it something that we're not doing well?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, they're looking at health and safety issue. If you don't have a structured government, that's a bigger thing. Well, much about even if you have something written black and white, and you can't implement it, you don't have the hands to implement it, then you can't do anything. With these our detail trucks run applying the street of Liberia, all carrying these products. If you see the few tanker exploded, uh, how many times people go they really taking these trucks or the car off the road for safety reason? We don't see them. We don't happen. So they keep grabbing these security officers. Even those things are written. Our officers are not implementing it because the government does not have the hands to do it. So we always at risk because the health and safety is not being looked after. And it also has to do with they have to say you got to look at these trucks plying the streets, where Europe and other places getting rid of these cars that are polluting our air. Look at what's this kind of tick of smoke in the air. Probably what happened, and there may be a leak out of this tanker truck, and they're trying to cut it off. People are trying to go around to get steal something, some fuel from this, and it just explode. A little fire will catch up and just explode. It happened. It's very common in Nigeria as well. So when there's a serious social issue in the country, the government is not looking at the social condition of the people, the social economic condition of people. These things turn to happen all the time, and the health and safety is not being looked into. The security of the people is at risk. This is why you see all this shouldn't be happening. These are not very common in Europe because everything in place. But the government will put it's written black and white. They don't have enemies to do it. Like they'll say, okay, let it happen. So they can't do anything about it. This is rigged. So we hope that the governments are coming to power. They'll be looking at implementing these things. Look what's happening in Liberia right now. Monrovia is piling the streets of Monrovia is choked with keke. It is a motor, how do you call them? What is the name? I don't know. All from India. These are the ones that pile in the street of Monrovia right now with motorbikes. because people can't afford to put cars on the road, and there are too many accidents every day. There's a motorcycle accidents, so the government is not even able to control those things. That's the number one thing before we talk about the trucks. So what government can do, keep these motorbikes off the street. You can get off the street. They're not good to be running the street. There should be a proper rule safety measures. But how do you implement them when the government is not even structured to do it? The government doesn't have the hand to do it. So when the government is not organized, they don't know what they're doing. So, and they don't have even they have the fund. They prioritize different areas for funding. So, and the people's safety, health and safety is not an issue for them. Then we tend to have the issues on hand.
Jamal, Linford, I love this topic. You see, in Liberia, it's easy to point finger. 7 years ago, we had the Unity Party that because they failed to create jobs, they introduced the pimping riders. And fast forward, the coming of the CDC, they just added more to it. There is no rule of laws in Liberia with regards to this. And it's something that President Weah inherited, and he giving it back to the people he took it from. So going forward, would there be any difference in this? This is a situation that is been there. I gave you another example. Douala Market. Douala Market, on early, the place started being jammed on early. And then what happened? The issue was not addressed. When Jefferson Kochi then came to power, they just added more to it. So this is what we face with in Liberia. With this new government, have the balls to take on all of these challenges, and where will the money come from? Because this is what we're seeing. Will Liberia be a different place or what? So health and safety is something, it has been an issue for years. So I don't know how this is going to happen. And Jamal is right about they need to take it seriously. But I don't know. Let's pray for our people.
Yeah, Paul, you're right. Health and safety is a major issue in Liberia, to the point where even the pen riders, they see their friends getting killed every day between those big trucks. They still do the same thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how much the government can do. Like, for example, in the case of the big trucks, the tankers, let's say the government has, and corruption is one of the issues again. Let's say the government has the policies in place to curtail all of that. But the policeman standing on the road, he will stop the ugly tanker that's smoking like something. Then the tanker, and the policeman had not taken pay for weeks, for months. The tanker say, "Oh, my man, come. My man, drink water, man." That policeman had not taken pay. The tanker driver gives him more than his salary, his whole monthly salary, as bribe to let him go. So he will go. You see it? So
let me add something to this. Most people in Liberia that have little position in government, they have pimping, they have keke running. If they go and disobey the law, the moment they call, say, "Oh, them are picking," the police let them off. This, I don't know what sort of society it is. Do you know that you can get driving lesson in Liberia without sitting in a car to learn how to even accelerate? So anybody can just wake up and put vehicle on the road and do whatever. There is no rules. There's no safety measure at all. It is what it is in Liberia. And it have to be addressed. You cannot give somebody driving lesson and the person never drove a vehicle before in their life, even bicycle. And they put it. So I don't know how this is going to play out. But if we depending on the new government, our thing will be depending on a broken stick. I can say this for a fact because it was something that we are inherited from them and he giving it back to them. So I don't see how this is going to be new. They say you can have a bottle of wine, but that one you can the same bottle, you put the new wine in that same bottle. It is where it is in Liberia. So when we are inherited, he giving it back to them. If they will address it, that's another thing. And then later you did mention, say these are the old Charlie Kingtown people coming back. Absolutely, yes. So the thing they knew from Charlie Kingtown, that is what they're going to implement. So Liberia, we need to embrace ourselves for a very long, hard 6 years. It's not going to change. You can sit down right in Norway and get driving lesson easily. So there are a lot of things they need to put in place. I don't know how that's going to happen, but it is what it is. So a keke can hit your car, they get away with it.
I will tell you my experience. When I was in Liberia 2014, I was coming. So the guys, one fine hotels, you pass 12th Street, going to Cinco Way, the hotel on your right hand side, between 12th Street and 17th Street. I don't recall which street that. Very group of buildings. So the traffic director, the security guy working at the hotel, I think he's something like security. He came in the middle of the road directing the traffic. And while the cars were coming, I was number 3. Two cars were ahead of me, right? One taxi and the other. So the car I was reversing from inside, he just can hear the taxi, boom. He mashed the door in, and the taxi drove or he started going. He stopped nothing. So then when you look around, all the cars get mad. So I was like, winner, the how people can do it. Somebody just hear your car and just start going. So I have few guys in my car, right? In the car with me. They say, oh, but no man, look like you're not leaving here. I said, no. He said, oh, he said, you're taking your car. Somebody hit it, do you go? Who you start? You see it? So no law and order.
No, I will have a problem. And there's something they introduced during Eddington.
Yeah.
The tail lane.
Yes.
When we are kid, he's accepted it. That tail lane, that issue have not been addressed. So when you going, somebody who have a little position now have serene. Everybody going woo 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 woo. It was something that they took from the Joseph Newman Boycott Edding government.
Guys.
So where they took from them, they received it and they giving it back to them. Within a long haul, my people, I'm being honest here.
I think go on, sorry, Paul, go on.
They say actors are coming back. They introduced Keke, they introduced Pempe because they could not create jobs. And what they did, they kept them say in a rural area, say, oh, the outskirts of Monrovia. But that's a means of transportation today. Taking them off the street, you have to come up with good policy on them. And even if you can give them training for health and safety on the road, I don't know where the money will come from that, but Jamal, you're right about the health and safety issue. But I cannot see this happening for the next 6 years. We're in a big mess. The people who
I think
they're giving it back to them.
Are you there?
Go on.
I think it's the responsibility of most of us right now. We've seen how dangerous. Sorry, excuse me. It's how dangerous it is for our people. Most of us are on these programs, the talk show host, should be able to be sounding these warning. What our various governments really to take in consideration. You know, I was talking to somebody about like in Liberia, we have in the heart of the country, we have those immigration checkpoints raised everywhere, erected everywhere in the country. Those are issues we're discussing. Paul and myself, we talk about a lot of time. Where you have these immigration checkpoints raised everywhere in the country, and it shouldn't be at the border, but in the country. So we talk about health and safety. Which minister is responsible for health and safety? That's one. Second, we should look at this now. We Liberia, the journalists, the citizens themselves, you make their responsibility to sign a warning out there when it has to do with their lives. This is what we should be crying out there. We want these things to be implemented. We want the government to look into the cases to stop these tragic accidents, to stop these unwanted deaths. I know we should not lose hope, and the government will listen, because as a time now, there are a lot of trucks in our country that shouldn't be, they are not roadworthy anymore. Our cars are not roadworthy anymore. and they will say the government, look, Sierra Leone, I think one country is Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast will allow only cars into the country at a certain age. I don't care what you do, and it will be tested before you put on the road. And we don't, because we don't have the finance. The ministry will allow, the Ministry of Transportation will allow the cars to ply the street because that's what they can bring. See, cars are on the street are not road worthy. Why should you allow the cars to ply the street of Liberia? So he will ask you, we don't make cars, so we should allow. No, you should also look at the health and safety of your citizens. So the government should also listen to those things. So it should be our responsibility. Most of all that sit on the platforms and you say talk show journalists and who can also make noise. But let the government know that it's not right for our people. Let them have this health and safety as number one priority for the government. So those tragic unwanted deaths will stop. Every day there's an accident of motorcycles being killed. Cars losing brakes, going down, descending into crowds, into market women, into people. It's happening every day. So
thank you, Jamal. Thank you for throwing it back in our laps as talk show hosts and all the things. But again, the greater responsibility lies with the government. Let me tell you one thing. Where there is rule of law, it is bound that people will obey. In 1 year, that is from 2022 June to 2023 September, I got 15,000 Norwegian kroners boot or traffic fine. I share one with you, the guys. It was last year June. I was rushing for the same program here. I got 7,000 Norwegian kroners, which is $700. I was paying that money. The very time I was supposed to finish, I was paying the 500 each. The very week I got to pay, I got 300 again. Then 2 weeks after, I got another 5,000. This one, it was the police that stopped me. The first one, somebody reported me and the police chased me. The other one, the traffic light took me. The third one, that was the police themselves were controlling, they took me. And not only that, they put 3 holes on my driver license. I mean, 5 holes. If I get 8 within 1 year time, I will lose it for 6 months. Now, guess what? Since that happened to me, if I'm driving, even if they say sister zone, if I'm driving in the sister zone, if I see police car, the first thing my phone will go on the brake. Why? Because the law is there and I'm being punished. Now, here's Liberia where no law. Anybody can drive car, no license. Myself drove car in Liberia for several years before I came to Europe. No license. Okay? So you see, in the absence of law, everybody will do anything they can do. In fact, traffic violation is just a list. Yes, a country where every day they find dead body laying on the street. Nobody is responsible. So, I think what we can set a talk as talk show host, a good idea in our lab. We can talk enough, even write about it. But what is the authority doing? The authorities are the ones who do it. Here, political breakdown, but if I see politics on it, you break, you stop. You see, because the law is there. So I think the authorities should do more. And these people who are in power, not that they don't know, some of the people live in America, they live in the Western world, they know. So what are they waiting for to implement? You got, you were talking about, cars roadworthiness. Here, they get some kind of car in here they call veteran cars. Some of them are 90 years old, some of them from way World War II. But those cars, and we can joke these people, the mechanic in here that they can repair, they can only replace. So if anything happens to your car, even if that view mirror broke, you're not going to find, you're not going to find one parking somewhere and take the view mirror. No, you order it. That's why every car in this country is registered in one big hell of a. I saw the boy, I believe it. I said, the more equal to me. Because every car comes with one license plate in this country. And that license plate, I car to Liberia all the time. Once a car goes to Liberia, I move the license plate from there and give it to the traffic division. It means that after 6 months, I go for it. It means that car is scrapped. Nobody can use it again. See, so they trace everything.
Yeah, Linford, honestly, sorry. You know what you're saying? Yeah, you don't compare Liberia with Western Europe. That's
no, we can be.
You can't compare them now. There are a lot of factors. There are a lot of factors.
Let me say something here. Jamal Linford.
There are a lot of factors.
There were during a campaign, you have people telling you what they will do.
Yeah.
The party that was elected, they never mentioned anything about what we're talking about. If you look at the CPP document, there's one of the things that the CP was saying from day one. Will abide by the rules of law, there'll be no tailing. I just gave you an example. When you do something, you start talking about what you do. This issue have been there from the last 7 years. I will not say 12 because 7 years was just yesterday when Unity Party was in office. They didn't address that issue. They're coming back again. And they have never said anything about that issue. They only talk about the city being dirty and they will clean the city. If you do something that the area that you tackle, and they see people are singing our song, say from day one, everybody will be in line with the rule of law. We yet to see that. So after the 100 days of their time, then we'll know whether that Christmas will be good. But the way I see this in Liberia, health and safety issue, we get a long way to go. A new overhaul. And not only, Jamal talk about police officer being checkpoint in a day. Why would it be in the town center in a day? In the evening, by 10 o'clock, they set checkpoint. But the crime is committed in the
suburb.
Not on the street. The police cannot patrol community because they're afraid. They don't have the resources to do that. The same police will depending on them to enforce health and safety. So that's a long series, and Jamal is rested. Individual talk show host should be educating people. I think that's what we'll go. The government not do it.
The thing is, guys, we said this over and over. Like, it's our responsibility to remind the government, whether it is their job or not. It's our responsibility to remind them. And the resources are the issue here, gentlemen. We talk about the resources, like what we're talking about here. Like the very police officers that are there on that road, they don't even get paid properly. So what do you expect them to do? You expect them to get some money from us and get a tail line running down the line. And the government is not there. So the heads of those police department, what are they doing about it? And you come by, so chief, all 6 months we get paid, are going home with something. When the boss give me something, I have to survive. So the government, I come from it. That's what I'm saying. Got a lot of underlying factors that need to be addressed. It's just a whole package. From the government of Liberia down to the citizens themselves, we all have responsibility. It's a health and safety start with you and myself. It's not only the government. So we can't be shifting blame on the government. We should also prepare ourselves to make that place a safety place for every one of us. So what is happening right now? What's happening when you travel down low? You go into Nimakanda at some point, you'll see some community area. Because cars are keep bypassing the country, they will come out, the young in that community will come out and fix that road, do potholes, and fill those places so cars will pass easy and collect money from people. Just to want that place to pass. Health and safety start with you and myself. We cannot shift the blame on responsibility. That's why I put on the lap of you and myself to make sure that we remind them and other radio stations, TV stations, they say in themselves, we should be number one priority. Look at the kind of we lost 10%.
Let me give you my experience. I was driving going on Tupo Road, just off the main road, going on to not Tupo Road or GSA Road. By the time I bent, the guy the keke there, it was Rupi time. What they say, a lot of the keke couldn't run on the main road or the motorcyclists, so they can go inside. So group of motorcyclists were there. By the time Ben, one of them came, he almost screamed my car. So I brought a glass and I said, "Hey, my man, take it." He said, "Papa, it's too bad when you're saying any government car." So you see, you the individual, what can you do? You talk the poor. The first thing, no, nobody will respect you, but the government makes the law. And the government enforces the law. You think why United Party government a lot of time they say no motorcyclists should run on the main road, and they were obeying it some kind of way. But you individual go stand there and say, "My man, don't pass here." You tell them to start beating you. You know, but they are used to that.
But
it will also be difficult for this government to put this thing under control. This is a livelihood for these children over the past 12, 13, almost 18 years. You cannot stop it easily.
It's possible it can be put under control. Yeah.
In a normal country, I always say Liberia is not a normal country. In a normal country, before somebody pull vehicle, moving object on the road, they have to have some sort of lesson, right?
Yeah, register it.
So
Let
if
it
you
be
go to
documented.
Guinea, I don't think people put car on the road without lesson or some sort of rules. But Liberia is not a normal country, guys. This is the point that I'm making, because
No,
until we become a normal country,
Paul,
my
Paul,
brother.
Paul, listen. If you say the past 6 years, things went other way around, down
No,
nose dive. No,
I'm
no,
not
no,
referring to the 6 years.
no, 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 no.
I'm saying,
I want to
are we,
disagree with you.
Liberia is not a normal
No,
country.
I want to disagree with you at some point, Paul, because we all were in Liberia. We were there when the government were at some point there were police there checking insurance of cars, making sure cars are roadworthy. Only make a couple of attempts to make sure those things are regulated. She can't be. He was not 100%, but she makes some attempts. But the problem here is the system is corrupt. We also understand that it can be any other African country. Now, that's what I said to you. If you think the government can do everything for us, we are mistaken. We need to take responsibility as citizens ourselves. To make sure these things are looked into. We make sure.
How much can we do when you do
This
not have
is
the
what
authority?
this is what you're doing right now. You are
Yeah,
doing it
but
right now. You are doing it. You're
so
talking about it.
how does that punish? How
It
does
doesn't punish. It's a reminder. You're sending sound out. You're not making.
you and myself sitting here and talking? How does that
People are
affect
listening.
a
Of course
guy?
it does. Of course it does. Listen, how much did listen? I want to remind you that
Even in a country where the laws are working, people are still breaking the law. I just told you
yeah,
how
but
I myself broke a law
you
recently.
make impact. That's what I'm saying. Do not blame the government, the health and safety staff, with you and myself, the citizens themselves. We cannot
I
hold
agree.
government only responsibility to be responsible for what is happening right now. We all need to be part of it. The citizens in Liberia need to be part of the health and safety. How do we do that? The very leaders that were appointed, they need to be part of the health and safety implementation. It's not only the government of Liberia. This is what we need to. We keep blaming the government of Liberia for the government to take responsibility.
Jamal, do our government listen? Do they listen?
No, but the government are empowering and they will lay the foundations. Don't we follow
No,
up?
you see,
But that's what I'm saying.
You need to make them listen.
This is the point I'm making.
You
need to make them listen. No, you need to make them listen. You need to what? No, I'm not saying so. I'm not making it. You are taking it make it easy. We need to make them listen. This is something
you're
like
making it to sound so easy. I am telling you, you and myself can sit there from now until 24 hours we talk. Okay, the guys will hear it, but they're not willing to do it. They will break the law. So
you know how they break the law. You know how they break the law
is the authority.
You know what makes it something? Let me tell you something. Paul, you were in Liberia recently. Some community you will not make an attempt to just go burglarize or vandalize anything because they got community vigilante group, right, Paul? Some community boss take initiative are coming to take their own initiative to make are coming.
Security for them, so they provide our own security.
Give me a break. You tell me how do we listen? This is what I'm saying to you.
I'm not letting go far. What do those vigilante groups do? They carry on mob justice.
Okay. They are not taking mob justice. They are protecting the community.
You see
vigilante group are protecting the community because the government.
So if you're walking and somebody gets a roll,
you don't want me to say something. You say, what can we do? I'm telling you, what can we do? I'm just saying something to you. You ask him, I say an example. What can we do? We are telling you, I'm saying, no, we're not promoting or glorifying violence here. What we are telling you, keep making noise. It helps. It's something you overlook it. Keep making that noise. It helps. And not only that, that's why I say it's our responsibility.
You see, not getting some of the point I'm making. Let me tell you, and myself can make the noise. I just gave you an example. Even in countries where the laws are very active, the teeth sharp, the hell.
Yeah,
you are still breaking the law.
It's still limited. It will not be so. It's not so profound. It's not so profound like in Liberia because the citizens themselves are part of the process. So if citizens were helping the government to the process, if they challenge the government that this is not right, government will listen. This is the citizens are not taking themselves; they are all part of the process. You should also know that. I'm not saying that this government is doing it right. You are saying that we should sit and watch the government doing it right. We all should be part of the process.
I'm saying the government should act.
Yeah, but we should also be part of the process to act. To make the government force the government to act. That's what I'm saying.
The government know that job.
So Jamal,
this is the problem.
Jamal, your point is well taken, but the big but is if I'm a minister of transport and I have 7 vehicles running and my guys violate the traffic laws, the moment police officer want to act and then he get call from me, oh, that's my boy, that case closed. How will you do? How will you handle situation in that? Because it happened all the time in
What
Liberia.
violation you talking about?
People
Anything.
in government own keke, they own motorcycle, they own private taxi.
I do understand that it happened in Liberia. I could also tell you that one of the guys, I think Thomas Fowler, somebody is responsible for bringing motorcycle. He's the only one that got that contract. I think I don't know, one of them. If not Thomas Fowler, it could be
Even if you're not going to have,
Jeremiah Kuhn has one of them has a contract that brings something to Liberia. I think keke or motorbike. But what I'm trying to explain to you guys is this. The system, I do understand. I'm not saying that this is happening in isolation. I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to say to you here, we ourselves see it happen and let it happen. This is how we do as Liberia. We do a lot. And so, what can we do? Like my brother Lifa is saying, what can we do? The government responds, they should know better. If you don't challenge your government, they will not act. That's what I'm saying. I keep saying to you. I'm not saying that these things happen in isolation. We need to let the government know this is because you know what happened, Linfo? Linfo and Paul, because we also benefit from it. If a Paul is getting the money, you can't do my man, I got I'll pay you off. We don't care. I don't care what happened to you. What I know, my pocket should be filled. But if you look at the safety of the community as a whole, I'll just mention about community vigilante group. What happened, and when too much of crime happened in the community, some boss to take initiative and go. You know what happened? At night time, we take our batons, we protect our community. Nobody mess around with us. It happens, and nobody mess around that community. And the community know very well what they do. At the end of the day, they will be forced to do something for that community. And what they do, mob justice, because they fail. So we need to be part of the process to help the government. When they fail, we tell them that we also can fail. We can't just keep blaming government that they should do everything for us. That's my point, guys.
Oh, we can blame them, Jamal. If we pay our taxes and put them in office to do it, then why not?
No. This is why they are not investigating anything.
To sound easy, which is not easy. We can talk. We can talk. The people can demonstrate. Things have been happening.
Acting is part of talking as well.
Let me give you one example. Let me give you one example of what Jamal is saying. Linfo, one of my brothers from the UK here, broadcast is saying he had moved to Liberia. You know that they have the street crossing. In Europe, when you cross in the street, the vehicle stop, right?
Mm-hmm.
In Liberia,
zebra crossing.
The zebra crossing. In Liberia,
you and the car will be competing.
You have to stand and find a way to run. So on many occasions, they nearly knock Breaker down. So Breaker went to the police, Zone 3 police station around the Congo Town area, and asking the police that he want to help to enforce the law of zebra crossing, but he just wanted a blessing. You know, when Barker was explaining the situation, the police thought this guy was speaking a foreign language. He came from outer space. That this is not real in Liberia for you to come and ask to police zebra crossing. The police director at the place there told him, say, good luck to you, young man. So your advocacy that you're talking about, Jamal, that we all need to take on, it's a good thing. Who's going to start it, and who are they going to listen to?
You know what we are good at? We Liberians are good at making us too many organizations. We are good at making too many. We see, we got all kind of advocates on paper. We want democracy, right for this, right for that, right for action group. We are people for justice, for equality. Liberians are very good at these groups. We are action for democracy, action for transparency. They got offices now. They want to collect money from the national community.
You can party can go like go talk.
No, what I'm trying to explain to you guys is this. I'm not saying government is not failing. I keep saying I want to let you know, government has failed us, so we not failed ourselves. This is the point I'm making, guys. Government has failed us. We should not fail ourselves. I keep saying
proper education. We should properly educate our people in the traffic.
All right, thank you very much. And that's what I'm talking about. And sometimes it requires actions. No. Sometimes with action, like I was saying, I keep saying about the vigilante group. What are they doing? Because government failed them. What they do? They arm themselves with machetes. No, they're not committing crime. They arm themselves with machetes and with batons and stuff in the community at night. Nobody mess with them.
People.
Yeah, because they go actually that's extreme.
Yeah, you see,
that's
nobody. So who judged those people? Who made up the kill? Who made them guilty?
So did you say that somebody come in the house and just vandalize the community?
Well, how you know the person coming to your house? The person passing between the houses. They say roll. Then they grab you.
They just roll. You don't make any attempt.
So Jamal,
look at the lady. Look at the
Jamal
lady.
and Linfo. I like this when it starts. In Liberia, people can abide by rules when they want to. There is a day that been set up by Mary Brewer. They call it the first Saturday of every month. Is Mary Brewer Day. Nobody opens stores until 10 o'clock. They have to clean. Now, when she started that, the fourth estate in Liberia played a significant part in it. That message was sold to everyone.
Thank you.
So,
That's
what you say, I agree with you. But that group called the Fourth Estate in Liberia, which I keep coming back year in, year out to say the Fourth Estate, for some reason, they work that's where Lifford come in. The work they're supposed to do.
But they live on cartoonism. How do you expect?
So,
they live on cartoonism. How do you expect them to survive? To
they're
something?
Supposed to be the one telling people of some of their right, but they refuse. So me and you can be.
They don't refuse. They don't refuse. They will live you on survival. They will survive you.
The time is up, and it was a good time, guys.
Man.
We hope we'll be back here on Friday, and Friday we hoping. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but
before you let you go, brother, I will just quickly tell you. The government. We'll see. We are very hopeful. We are expecting high expectation of the government are coming, but there'll be a lot of changes. And I can assure you,
but lower your expectation. They already told you to lower your expectation.
No, I said we also got high expectation, but we're not expecting that to.
Yeah, but they already told you to lower it, so lower it.
Look, anybody for that matter do expect it to happen in the first 1 year. I'm telling you something. Whether you like it or not, that's the fact. But it's a human phenomenon that you expect to be something good to come anytime in 6 months time, but it won't happen. I know that for sure. But what we are saying here, you happening here, people, what they say, like people are taking call it citizen advocacy. But what we good at in Liberia, we like to put people on paper and sit in offices, advocacy good, democracy right, freedom right, this right. But the actual community right, we don't do that. We always say that we are human right, we are feminists, we are this one, this group, all democratic group, action, advocacy. I'm a political advocate. This is all bullshit. The thing is that community is in trouble. Our communities are in trouble. We don't help them. We say that the number of organizations are democratic, so NGOs in Liberia that are all fighting for human rights. There are more than thousands, but I'm not there fighting for community right. Telling them what they're taking off the ruling their sleeves to go help community build. Then we're saying that the government should be responsible when we also should be part of the job to make it happen. I don't understand how we do things. So it's our responsibility. Safety start with you and myself, plus the government. That's my point, guys.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, I think, guys, we all ran our time so far, but it was worth it. It was, well spent, and we've been away for a while, so it's good that we spend much time with our people as well. So we want to thank you guys that hang in there. Hopefully we'll be here on Friday, and we're thinking about doing a year-end review, but we don't know if we want to promise, but come Friday, you might be surprised to see that.
I think we should do on Friday because we'll be coming into the new year. So it'll be good that we reflect on the past.
Yeah, so you'll be surprised that we'll recap most of the major things that happened during the whole year, and then we'll be refreshing your mind. So Paul, I don't know if you guys have anything to say for me, nothing more. So we thank you guys for being with us, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yeah, same to you guys, and then to our audience too. Merry Christmas, and hope to see you all on Friday by His grace. Be looking forward to 2024 and New Liberia.
I would say from my end, compliment of the season, but we also want to remind you this is going to be a platform for Liberians in Europe particularly. We will also invite you in anything you are capable of. If you got questions you want to be, we'll bring you here as a guest on our show. You can share with us your skills, your experience, anything you think, can drop us a note and tell us. We got a Facebook account. You can talk to Paul, Linford, myself. If you got something they want to share with the public, we always all doors are open. We let you know that we want to be a Liberian for all. This is not a platform that belongs to any party. It's for all Liberians in Liberia and also in the diaspora. So we will be bringing guests from every background. We will be discussing issues that that can help us develop our community and the country as a whole. So I say, compliment of the season. We wish everybody a better and prosperous 2024, and that's from my end in the city of Manchester.
Yeah. Yeah. The Lord Cholope say Happy New Year to all of you.